Hey, hi, hello. Welcome to Diana Emerson today. We are going to listen to strangest stories. Okay, Deontay realizes he isn't going to get away with murder.
He was doing work he enjoyed, had a strong family bond with his grandparents and siblings, and had enough time and money to spend on recreation. He had never been interested in romance, preferring to focus on the other aspects of his life. That all changed in 2017 when he reconnected with Sierra Day, a casual friend from high school. From the beginning, things between the two of them clicked. Lewis sympathized with Day's story of a toxic ex and admired the way she was raising her young daughter, Anita. The two soon moved in together, and Lewis
Mm.
began acting as a parent to Anita. On the surface, they appeared to be a happy family. Anita would tell a different story. Long before Lewis came into the picture, there were concerning signs that Anita was being mistreated. The daycare she attended reported Day to Child Services multiple times before Day removed her. When Anita's father noticed bruises and other marks on her body, he questioned Day how they got there. Immediately, Day cut his visitation and spread the claim that he had harmed her during their relationship and that he was dangerous. Even Day's sister noticed odd behavior that intensified after Day met Lewis. Day would take Anita into another room and close the door to punish her. The sister witnessed at least one time when Anita came from the room with a bloody nose afterward. When she questioned Day, Day limited contact with the family. On March 11th, 2018, a 911 call was placed by Day saying her daughter was unconscious. The doctors who attended Anita were horrified by her condition. The 4-year-old was emaciated, and her legs were covered in burn marks. One of her eyes had been blackened. Anita died shortly after her arrival at the hospital. It was determined that she had suffered a stroke brought on by starvation and being beaten.
And you understand that we're investigating a child endangering case right now, okay? When was it that you first started seeing Sierra?
When I first started seeing children,
Yeah.
like last June, July, right before her birthday,
Right before his birthday.
Sierra's birthday.
Okay.
So 2017, last year?
Yes, sorry.
Okay, so you started dating. And how did you guys meet?
Actually, I went to go pick her up one time. She already needed a ride. Her brother called me, and I was working at the time with PCC Airfields. I was off. I was just going to go pick him up and everything, and we just like kind of reconnected. Not that specific day, but that was how we got back in touch with each other.
So you had dated her in the past or just knew her in the past?
We both was in the marching band.
Oh, no kidding.
Yes.
In the Shanghai marching band?
Yes,
Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And what year did you guys go to, what was your graduating year from Shaw?
Mine was 10.
And hers is?
Hers was 13.
So she's a little younger.
Mm-hmm.
So you're 2010 and she's 2013, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So then you're just all the time since high school you just reconnected. So
yeah, it was pretty because I had reconnected them. Like I said, they needed a ride, and it was just late at night. Her brother, who I know for a while, called me, and I just said, "Okay, yeah, I'm gonna come pick you guys up," and just picked him up. Just started kicking it after that.
Okay. All right. So who's her brother that you know?
Isaiah Day. If that's not spelled Isaiah, I don't know how to spell it.
That's okay. I might not spell it right. I just don't want to forget. I have a tendency to forget things if I don't jot them down. So that's all I'm doing is just writing down what you're telling me. And how long after you started dating her in about June of last year did you start having involvement where Anaya, is that how you pronounce the child's name? Okay, where Anaya would be with you guys when you were together.
Every day.
So right from the beginning?
Well, as far as my involvement, I was always around and everything and all that. But I've been around this year and I since we started talking last year.
Most single parents do not allow their children to meet someone they have just started a new relationship with. Usually, this is done to spare the child emotional distress if the relationship does not work out, or to give the parent time to gauge whether or not this person poses a danger to their child. They might not have bothered since she already knew Lewis, or she may not have cared how her daughter could be affected. I recently released another highly intense video on my Patreon, an explosive altercation between two cops where tension escalated so quickly, resulting in a drawn gun and a devastating gunshot. In a mere 26 seconds, witness the events unfold as two officers engage in a fight that turns deadly. Watch this video and more at patreon.com/Stranger Stories Plus.
Okay, so would you say if you started dating Sierra in June, would you say that you were introduced to Anaya right away in June?
Yes.
Okay, so
We started dating in July. We met back in June. Her birthday's in July. We started dating right a little bit after her birthday.
In July.
Yes.
But had you been around as less than a boyfriend before that? In that time from when you picked her up in June to when you started dating in July?
Yeah, I was a boyfriend, but yes, I was around.
Okay, so Anaya knew you from before July of last year. Okay. What kind of things would you do with Anaya when you would hang out with Sierra?
Nothing. She played with other kids. If I'm like when I was driving last year, go see my phone. That would be about it. Yeah, get on YouTube. I believe YouTube. Let her just do what kids do. Have fun with the phone. That would be it.
And has there been a time since June of 2017 when you guys reconnected where you were broken up or separated? No. Okay. She just moved into Cultural Gardens, so where were you staying with her before that?
Harbor Crest Apartments.
At Harbor Crest. What was the apartment number?
119.
Which building?
Hey, wait. So technically every building, hey, no. West building. I think that's how they pronounce it there.
The West building at Harbor Crest?
Yes.
Because you're staying there with her. So before moving to Cultural Gardens, which is the name of the complex you guys live in now.
Yes, ma'am.
You were staying with them at Harbor Crest.
Yes.
And have they lived anywhere else since June of 2017 besides Harbor Crest and Cultural Gardens? Okay, so you've been with them the entire time since June of 2017 that they lived in both apartments we just talked about, right?
Yes.
Okay. When you guys lived at Harbor Crest, was Anaya going to the daycare there? Okay. How did you guys like that daycare?
No, not the daycare at Harbor Crest. There's a daycare across the street that she used to work at, and that was the Ready Set Grow.
Ready Set Grow?
Yes.
The daycare workers were some of the first people to notice that there was a problem with Anaya and filed multiple child protective service reports.
Where was that?
Where was it at now?
Yeah, where's that daycare?
It was, I don't know the specific address, but it was like right across the street
from
the Harbor Crest Apartments.
Oh. What kind of building is it in?
It was in the church. So they running out the back, they're running out the downstairs of the church.
Okay. Got it. Now, was that grow before or after the daycare that's in the Harbor Crest apartment complex?
She did that before, I believe. So I think she went there with her, then she transferred over to Harbor Crest, and she transferred it back to Garrett Sabre.
Okay. So were you in the picture when Anaya was going to the daycare at Harbor Crest? No, not at all?
Not at all.
Okay. And how did you know that she had been?
She told me.
Did she say why she stopped her going to the Harbor Crest daycare and started taking her to Ready Set Grow?
She felt like she'd be in better hands being with her.
Oh, so Sierra worked at Ready Set Grow while Anaya was coming there? Is that, am I understanding that right? Okay. Does she have a background in early childhood education?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Do you know where she got that from?
Services. If I'm not mistaken, I think they get that certifications from Shaw.
I know some high schools do offer that program.
Yeah, they offer that at Shaw High School. I think that she got a certification from. Unless you get something else I don't know about, but yes.
So she was providing the daycare for her what is it? And then she decided to go across the street.
Well, like I said, I wasn't around when she went across. When she went to the Harper Crest daycare, but the USA Grow, yes, she was working there as well as when she was.
But Sierra did not work at Harvard Crest Daycare, did she?
No.
Okay. When did she get the job at Ready Set Grow?
I couldn't tell you that because that was before I got there. I think she was there for years. So if I'm not mistaken, it was more than 2 years she's been there. So I can't give you the exact amount of years, but she was there before I met her. Met with her again.
Gotcha. Before she was 22, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What is the discipline like when Anaya misbehaves?
Really nothing at all. Honestly, she'll see her have to go in the corner, stand in the corner or something like that. Other than that, it really be nothing. Be like just stop doing certain little things. Might candy at the moment because you get in that. But other than that, that's just pretty much as far as it goes.
During the time that Sierra and Anaya are home, how much of it are they spending in the home together without you? Like, how often do you have to leave the home? Are you trying to get work? What do you?
Well, I do try to get. I was working since we started dating. I just recently had lost my job.
When did you lose that job?
January.
Oh, so just 2 months ago?
Yes.
Okay. Were you out of the house frequently when you were working?
Mm-hmm. Every day.
What about since then?
No. Usually now if I was leaving the house, I was going to help my parents out or something like that, or my brother called me, I might go with my brother. Other than that, I'm in the house with them all the time.
Okay, so you've been in the house with them all the time since you lost your job on January 28th?
Mm-hmm. And even before then, when I get off work, I go straight on.
Okay. All right. No, you said, when I asked you about the discipline, I noticed that you said Sierra will have her stand in the corner. Who handled the discipline in the house?
This is true. Family members testify that they never witnessed Lewis disciplining Ania, and that Day often took her daughter to do so in another room.
Sierra also handled the discipline? Why is that?
Being a mom, like I said, I mean, if anything, I tell her, I go stand in the corner. Other than that, that's it. I would tell her to go stand in the corner too, but then I confirmed everything with Sierra first.
Okay. How do you get along with Anaya's father?
I don't know at all.
Have you ever met him?
No.
Do you know his first name?
Michael.
Okay.
I never met him.
Where did they usually exchange custody for visitation?
Yeah, to be honest with you, he always had her. A couple times, if I'm not mistaken, he did try to come get her. He tried to bring her back the very next day.
Yeah.
He would come get her from the daycare or something like that. But I would be at work. I used to work PCC. So I'd be at work from 7 in the morning to 3 o'clock to 3:30 in the afternoon. The couple years, he only came and got her maybe twice since we've been together.
Okay.
And the times he came and got her, I wasn't around at all.
What was the relationship like between Sierra and Michael, the father?
I couldn't answer that because I wouldn't know. I just know it didn't work out.
And did she ever make comments about how she felt about him? Like, were you aware of how Sierra felt about Michael? Like, for instance,
I'm trying to think about it.
If I have an ex-husband who's not doing a great job as a dad or whatever, I might say, oh, here's this deadbeat or here's this a-hole. Like, what kind of things would Sierra say to let you know how she felt about Michael?
No, she just didn't want to be with him. She didn't like how he was. He was abusive. He wasn't.
Day began making false claims against her ex-husband when he tried to gain custody of Ania and brought up several things he noticed that made him suspect his daughter was being mistreated. Before we move forward, I want to extend my thanks for watching. This video today has no sponsor, so if you're enjoying it, subscribing helps the channel grow. You can also check out my second channel, Stranger Crimes, after this video.
he was trying to be too controlling. Other than that, really nothing else. She just didn't want to be with him no more.
Okay. And did she tell you when they split?
No.
How long before you were in the picture do you think it was?
Maybe a year and a half. Maybe a year and a half, could have been 2 years.
Okay, so a year and a half to 2 before you were in the picture, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did Anaya ever express wanting to be with her father?
Mm-hmm. No, man.
No? Does she know him?
Yeah, only being 4 years old, but
Yeah.
obviously she moved on.
What did she call him?
I was never around them together at all.
Okay. I mean, like, when she would say, like, I want to see my dad, or is my dad coming to pick me
No,
up?
she never seen that.
What did she call her dad when she did see him?
I wasn't around when she was like, he came around, I wasn't around. I'm pretty sure she probably called him dad,
Okay.
but I've never heard her say that. Like, I've never heard her. Yeah, it sounds kind of weird, I know it does, but I never heard her say dad or anything like that.
Lewis would not have seen much of Michael Garrett since Danny was denying his right to visitation.
I'm pretty sure she has called him dad, but I never heard it in her mouth.
Okay. All right. So, was there ever a time where Sierra was disciplining Anaya where you were concerned about the seriousness of the discipline?
No.
Never?
No, she wouldn't put her hands. She worked for kids, worked with kids and everything, so no, she wouldn't put her hands.
Do you know why I'm asking you these questions?
Because what's going on right now today?
Yeah. I'm just concerned about the level of discipline she might have been receiving based on some injuries I've seen on Anaya. Do you know which injuries I'm talking about?
I know she has an eye. The eye, but that's from her wanting to be like fall. She wasn't feeling so well.
Mm-hmm.
We sat on the toilet because she's having stomach problems.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to make some soup. I believe she was trying to get some ginger ale and everything.
Mm-hmm.
All we know is we heard a boom. We heard a boom, and we go in the bathroom and see her eye like that. So we tried that.
When was that?
What was that? The eye thing happened yesterday afternoon. It was the eye thing. Around yesterday afternoon.
What time yesterday afternoon?
I'm gonna say I can't give you time. Sorry, it was happening not late night, like early afternoon, like maybe like 3, 4. That's what I'm guessing it.
And what did the eye look like yesterday at the time when you're saying she fell off the toilet?
And hit her head on the tub. It was like the same as it is now.
Oh, she hit her head on the tub?
Like when she fell off the toilet.
How do you know? How do you know she hit her head on the tub?
Because that's when the eye thing happened. Like when she was sitting on the toilet, she was still with the well and everything. And I'm in the kitchen, Sierra comes to Sierra, puts her in there. Mm-hmm. She comes out to me like, I'm going to see what's going on. Where there's something I found really good, some ginger ale, try to make some soup or something. All we know is we hear a boom. And so we're automatically assuming she hit her head.
Okay, so you were just assuming you didn't see that.
No. You hear a boom, you come in, you see the child's eye, you kind of like, kind of try to make your own assumptions and everything.
Right. So I looked at the injury to the eye, and there's a laceration, so the skin is open. Mm-hmm. And I know because I have 4 kids, and they hit their heads, and the head is a concentrated area for blood. The heart pumps the blood very forcibly to the head. Mm-hmm. So, like, were you alarmed at the amount of blood that was coming out of the wound yesterday?
No, it was blood, but it wasn't as bad. You know what I mean? It was just like a really big, like, black eye. It wasn't really a lot of blood coming out at all.
Okay, I'm shocked because the way that looked,
like there was a lot of blood coming.
It should have bled a lot, right?
Yes.
Did you guys have to clean up the blood?
We had to clean up too much of anything. I mean, we had to clean up some stuff, but it wasn't like a lot of blood spilling or anything like that at all.
Okay.
Forensics determined that bleeding had occurred in the bathroom and that both Lewis and Day tried to clean it up. A small fall for a child of that age should not have caused that much damage. And if it had, a typical parent would have taken them to be seen by a doctor.
You said you had to clean up some stuff. What did you have to clean up?
No, just like a little turn in her hand. We tried to make sure everything was cool with her. It wasn't a lot of blood, not a lot. Cleaned that up real quick, let her down. We let her down right after that.
Okay. Did you call the doctor yesterday when she fell off the toilet?
We did call a 24-hour nurse, but I don't think we called her yesterday. If she did, I must have went around, but I don't believe I called a 24-hour nurse yesterday at all.
Okay.
You know, she was defending well.
Okay, so no call to medical professionals yesterday about her on the toilet. Okay. You're pretty involved with care.
Mm-hmm.
Does she call you Dad?
Sierra had her call me dad once or twice, but you know, it's something my mom had a different boyfriend when I was growing up, so that's like a sensitive matter to me. So I never try to force the issue of calling me dad because just being a kid growing up, I can understand how that would be.
Okay. So as a father figure, maybe she doesn't call you dad. Mm-hmm. Are you participating in the regular child care for Anaya?
Feeding her and everything.
Feeding her?
I wash her up, yes.
Yeah. Okay. What about visits to the pediatrician? Do you know her pediatrician's name?
No, I have taken her to her doctors before, but
you have taken her to the doctor?
Yes.
Where's that at? Where's the doctor's office?
Located right down the street. Is that Lakeshore? Was that University Hospital?
Describe the building to me.
It is the hospital. It's University Hospital. University Hospital, right on the left-hand side of
What's it by?
Right-hand side.
I just want to make sure. Okay, so the big new building in the front? Mm-hmm. Okay, so you've got the University Hospitals right here up by Lakeshore and the Euclid Hospital back here, right?
Oh, no, I know when I put in the parking lot, I was always making a right and going all the way to the back. So it's like the same thing. If I'm not mistaken, right across you from 185th.
Okay, there's two medical facilities there. That's why I'm going to ask you. I'm actually going to pull up a picture on my phone. Okay?
Okay. I thought that was one medical facility.
No, and it's two separate, it's actually two completely separate hospital systems.
Oh, wow.
So, this is the Cleveland Clinic Hospital, which is Euclid Hospital.
Okay, so.
Okay, and.
Yes. We went to the back. Yeah.
Okay, so let me see what I'll take us back there. Because at first you described it like that was university, but then you said you went to the back. Mm-hmm. If you go behind the hospital, and all the way around, there's a building back here by the lake.
Yes, ma'am.
And is that where she went to the pediatrician?
Yes, ma'am. That's where I'm going.
Okay. Okay, so that's called the Euclid Hospital Medical Building. Do you remember the name of the pediatrician?
No, I never went inside with the doctors.
Oh, you didn't?
I would just drop them off, you know.
Oh, okay, so you drove them there?
Uh-huh.
And do you remember about what time of year that was when you went to the doctor with them?
I would say maybe August. Maybe August or September. One or two were the last appointments at the doctor.
Okay. And what was that visit for?
Regular checkup.
And what did they tell you guys about Anaya's health at that time?
She told me Sierra came back and told me that everything was good with the health, everything was perfectly fine, you know. Smart, healthy young child.
Okay. So that was for a well check? Mm-hmm. Were there any concerns about Anaya's health at that time?
No.
And that was the late summer or early fall, August of September of 2017?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And you didn't go in?
No, ma'am.
You dropped off Sierra and Anaya? Is that right? What do you do? Well, like, why don't you go in? I'm just curious.
I think one time I called off work. I actually called off because she didn't right up there. I called off work. Yeah. I was either staying in the parking lot or I left. Okay. I came back and picked them up. I know one time I actually left home because I had to use my parents' car. Okay. I left home, went back home to my parents, what they was doing they had to do, then I came back up there and picked them up. Okay. I was like, you know, just your business to handle, so I would just leave. Never really stayed and waited. Okay. And it's a big part of our relationship too, so I would be like, you know, all right, I'll just come back. Okay. All right, I gotcha. She has the injury you're talking about, the eye injury that you say was caused when she fell off the toilet yesterday. Which eye is that on? The left. The left eye? Okay. Mm-hmm. So I saw that injury. I'm also wondering about like a bruise or red mark that's swollen on her forehead. Do you know anything about that? That could happen from when she fell too as well because she doesn't, really do anything.
Okay. All right. What do you mean she doesn't do anything?
No, I'm talking about like trying to hurt herself. I know that could have happened from the eye thing because there's nothing else that could have happened from her head to have another injury unless it all came at once.
And what's going on with the skin on her legs?
We did some Johnson Johnson.
You did what?
We did some of the Johnson Johnson baby soap that we bought her. Because we've been talking about that before, so we've seen it on the leg, on the foot and everything, on the leg and everything. Mm-hmm. We both had talked to each other. Maybe it's from Johnson Johnson because
what kind of soap are you using on your legs?
The Johnson Johnson.
Johnson what? They make more than one product.
It's the kid's soap, but it's the pink bottle. It was the I don't know. I'm sorry. It's the pink bottle, but I say it's for hair and body. Okay. For kids. Okay. Now, the weirdest thing, you were talking about that. She said something on YouTube where they're talking about when kids using Johnson Johnson. More of we're not going to use it all. She be using it all her life.
Okay. Do you understand why I'm asking you questions about your injuries? Okay. Yes. Why do you think I'm asking?
This is a child right here. This child's going on. We want to make sure everything's good, not just us, but you guys as well.
Yeah. How do you think I'm feeling right now about the answers you were giving me?
I really couldn't say. I mean, they're all, from what accurate as far as my information, as far as my knowledge goes, but other than that, I feel like I'm helping out as best as I can.
Okay.
My brain, I'm helping out as best as I can.
I appreciate that. I appreciate you coming over here and being willing to talk with us. Because anytime that we believe a child's been injured, of course, we want to do the best we can for that child.
The detective is tired of Lewis's poorly thought out excuses. Ania's injuries were severe, and several of them had obviously occurred over a long period of time. There's no way they are consistent with the story he is trying to spin.
I asked you a little bit earlier if you were ever concerned about any of the discipline that Sierra, did you think that the discipline was always appropriate to the level of misbehavior for a 4-year-old or 3-year-old, whatever?
Yeah, we wouldn't touch or anything, yes. We wouldn't go get stand in the corner, go to timeout. I always thought that was appropriate, especially if you're being bad, if you're talking about your grown-ups and everything like that. I find those type of things appropriate as well.
And do you think that Sierra always handled the discipline appropriately? You don't think she went too far?
No.
Okay. If you could tell me a situation where you thought Sierra went too far, which situation would it be?
She never took the situation too far at all. The bruise on the eye came from not just passing out on the toilet. So, and then the leg stuff came from just from what we believe is Johnson Johnson and everything. Other than that, I've been around Sierra. She does great with kids. She does great at daycare and everything. So,
we'll get back to that. You wrote in your statement that you went to Red Lobster.
Mm-hmm.
When was that?
What time was that? Last Wednesday, last Thursday? With my family.
Which Red Lobster did you go to?
The one on the minute.
Did you take Anaya with you?
Yes.
Okay. And could we narrow it down a little bit more so that when I get video, I can not be searching through all of it to find your family there? Like you said, you thought it was Wednesday or Thursday. Mm-hmm. Do you want to look at the calendar to see which day it was?
I'm going to last Thursday.
Well, I want to be as accurate as possible. Okay, so March here. Right now we're on Sunday, March 11th. Mm-hmm. So Wednesday was the 7th. Mm-hmm. Thursday was the 8th. Does any one of those days?
Thursday.
It was Thursday the 8th. Mm-hmm. What time did you guys go there?
What time did you go there? Afternoon. I'm like afternoon sometime.
Was it dark out yet?
No, not too dark though. Getting there, but it wasn't too dark at all.
Was it dark when you came out?
A little bit, yes. Yes, it was.
Okay.
So we got there maybe it could be like around 5 or something like that.
Okay, so it was before dark when you got there, mm-hmm. or a little bit dark when you got there, mm-hmm. and it was still a little bit dark when you came out?
No, not when we got there. So I got around 5 before it got too dark. We was in there eating and then we left out.
Okay, and who was with you?
Just my family.
Who's
was me and I, Sierra, my brother, and my mom.
Okay, is that the brother that you told me about?
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know who else was with us. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know who else was with us.
Your brother Jason?
My brother Jason.
He was there with you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And your mom Paulette?
No, actually opposite my mom. My mom was Deborah, but my grandmother is Paulette, so my grandmother.
Oh, so
my
you're not.
granddad.
All right, I'm gonna go back to this form and just add that information. Okay, so is this your biological mom that was there with you at Red Lobster?
No,
Who are you
grandma.
referring to at Red Lobster? Well, I asked you if Paulette was at Red Lobster, and you said no.
My grandma was with us. Say it again, sorry. I didn't say my grandma was.
All right, let's start over.
Sorry about that.
You went to Red Lobster what day last week?
Thursday.
Okay. And which location did you go to?
Yeah.
And what time was it when you got there?
About 5. I think it was about 5.
Okay. And who list everybody that was at the restaurant with you that night?
Yeah, I remember me, her, my daughter. Somebody was supposed to come out, my cousin was supposed to come out, but she didn't. So I'm saying my brother was there.
Who's your brother?
Jason Lewis, my mom, Deborah Lewis.
Okay, who's Deborah Lewis?
My mother, my biological mother.
Okay.
My grandmother, my biological mother.
Okay, was Paulette Howard there?
No.
She was not there?
No. She was supposed to come in there with my granddad, they couldn't show up.
Okay, so Deborah was there.
Yes.
How do you spell Deborah?
Deborah.
Alright, I'm gonna add her to this list, okay? So.
And nothing happened in the last week, just the fact that we fell.
Okay. I'm just getting a timeline of any medical problems, okay?
Mm-hmm.
The police do not believe that anything occurred at the restaurant. They are mainly interested in the possible security footage that could show them Ania's physical condition.
Do you know your mom Deborah's birthday?
Oh, Jesus. She'd kill me if she was here. October 15th. This is somebody's got the first one. My grandma's birthday is October 1st, so my mom's birthday is October 15th.
And do you know,
A year.
do you know how old?
My mom is?
Yeah.
Just about turn 44 this year?
Well, she had you very young, huh?
Yes, 18. Well, until it came out at 19.
Okay. And how old is Paulette?
I do not know my grandmother's age.
How old would you say she was approximately?
Close to 60.
Okay. So all I did was add to that form that you added your biological mother, Deborah Lewis, as your mom, approximately 44 years old, born on October 15th. And I just wrote a birth date of October 1st, unknown year, approximately 60 years old for your grandma. So list the people again that were at Red Lobster that night.
Jason and my mother.
Start over from the beginning. Who's at the restaurant?
Jason, my brother, my mother.
Okay, you said Jason, then you said your brother.
I'm sorry, Jason is my brother. Jason Lewis is my brother.
Okay.
My mother.
His first name?
Deborah Lewis.
Okay.
Me and Naya, Sierra. Now we try to make a little big thing where everybody came out. People did come out. We don't know, I can't tell you every single person that was in there, but through the everybody who showed up, who came, ate some food with us. He was getting the restaurant did get a little packed and everything. So other people that she might have invited sat elsewhere.
Okay. And do you remember what Anaya ordered?
Yeah, I got some shrimp and a little bit of some pasta. I don't know what kind of pasta it's called, but like linguine, if that makes sense. Or the Alfredo pasta.
Did she eat it on her own?
Mm-hmm.
And how does she eat?
She's real well not eat. Sorry about that.
That's okay, go ahead.
She knows how to eat, excuse me. She knows how to eat very well, like clean. Very clean.
And does she use utensils?
Yes.
So she can eat the shrimp and the pasta with
A
fork.
Mm-hmm.
How was her appetite that night?
Yeah, pretty good. I know when we got home, she wasn't feeling herself anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So we tried to figure out like why, what I mean, why was that and all that, but we just thought maybe like something we assumed it was something she ate. Yeah.
What do you mean she wasn't feeling herself?
She was fine. Her stomach was hurting.
Okay.
What
kind of symptoms did you observe her to have?
Just being tired. I wanted to really walk. I really wanted to she wanted to just rest.
These symptoms are consistent with the malnourishment that Ania experienced.
She just really wants to rest a lot, and we didn't understand why.
And that was Thursday. Then did you guys take her to the doctor on Friday?
No, we called a 24-hour nurse.
When was that? Why did you call the nurse?
She called. She called the nurse. Sierra called. Okay. She called a 24-hour nurse. I wasn't around when she called. And she did call 24-hour nurse. When I came back home, she did call a 24-hour nurse. And
what day do you think that was?
I'm gonna say last Friday or past Saturday, 2 days.
Do you know which nurse or which medical facility she?
No, she just told me she called a 24-hour nurse.
And what did she tell you that they said?
She was like, they said just give her some rest, just make sure you're not stomach virus and things like that. Just let her lay down, rest her head, and just let her just try to get over it. If that makes sense. So of course we took it upon ourselves to try to give her ginger ale and try to give her soup.
Okay.
To try to offset the stomach.
Okay. Do you know what dehydration does to kids? Like, I know this is your first, is this your first involvement with taking care of a young child?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, because I have kids, I'm not the doctor, but I know when my kids have been sick and not been able to eat or whatever, that I always watch for signs of dehydration. Did Sierra say anything about what the nurse said about that?
No.
Do you know anything about dehydration in children?
Yes. Well, I know you got to keep. I just know as far as the human goes, you have to keep a kid dehydrated. You got to keep a kid hydrated.
Right. Okay. And do you know what it looks like when someone is dehydrated?
No.
Okay. You had said earlier that you help her clean herself up. What did you mean by that? You were saying giving care to Anaya.
Yeah, feeding, helping her wash up and everything like that. Whenever she needed me, just there to help out.
So, who did she take baths or showers?
Baths.
And when's the last time you helped her take a bath?
Washed her up yesterday.
You're saying washed her up?
The day before. We washed her up the day before yesterday.
Okay.
I helped. Because she wasn't feeling too well, so we try to give her a bath. We try to, we helped. You know what I mean? Because she wasn't feeling herself to wash herself up. Of course, we got to keep her clean, so we decided to help. Well, I decided to help her wash her up. She needed me to hold her up, stand her up. His kids are heavy. So, you need to help you do whatever. I was just there.
Okay. So you saw what she looked like during this bath. I mean, just because some dads who are not the biological dad, which is kind of ignorant, are not always wanting to be around the child when the child is not clothed. But you're comfortable with that. You don't have any problems helping her.
No type of no. When I first started dating, I wasn't around, but the more I was around, it was like, okay, I need to start helping out whenever I can, whenever Sarah needed me to help out. Yeah, to be honest, no, I wasn't comfortable.
So, Anaya, you weren't comfortable at first?
Right. Yeah,
how are you now?
I'm comfortable, as far as just helping out. I was testing her whenever you need me to help out, just help, wash her up. A couple times her back was hurting. I'm like, all right, I'll wash her back, got her legs, stuff like that. I don't touch her private areas.
Okay, gotcha.
That's your mom. Your back hurting.
That's true. Most dads, biologically not, yeah.
Your back hurting, you still got to, I wash her back, I wash her legs, got her neck, her stomach. You got to rest.
Okay, all right. So, how many days ago was this bath?
The day before yesterday.
Sunday.
Right, they try to get her to Friday. They try to get her to bath today and everything. And she just wasn't, after everything that happened last night, she wasn't feeling too well. Okay. So we said, yeah,
So, could Anaya hold her own weight up during that bath on Friday? Okay. I thought you had said that Sierra needed you to hold her. Did you?
No, I was talking about like if she ever needed me, whenever she needed me to hold her and help her out, I would. Because she wasn't feeling well today. But today, Friday, yeah, she was holding herself up.
How about today's bath?
No, she was not doing too good at all. She wasn't doing too good at all. Not at all.
It was today.
Yes.
You remember all the time today?
Right before we called. Okay, I've been here for some hours. It was like 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay. Who called 911?
I did.
You did?
Yes. We both was talking to the lady. I got a call.
Lewis and Dave panicked when Ania became unresponsive. They tried to minimize the injuries as much as possible, but they knew it would look even more suspicious if they didn't seek help.
So you gave her a bath. You gave Anaya a bath today, and you said she wasn't well at all. What did you mean by that?
She wasn't responsive. She wasn't responsive. You know, she really was.
During the bath, she wasn't responsive.
Right. We had to cut the bath short because she wasn't being responsive at all.
Okay. And the marks on her legs, were they bleeding while you were bathing her today?
No.
How about her eyes? Was that bleeding while she was being bathed today?
No. She didn't want to eat anything. She didn't want to drink anything.
Mm-hmm.
We both thought it was, we both thought it was weird. We thought, well, we want you to sleep it off and everything like that, but that didn't help.
So, if you called them, you think you bathed her around 2 p.m.?
Was that around 2?
Well, that's what you said.
Yeah, so I'm guessing the time, yes.
Okay. Do you know what time 911 was called?
Around the same time, but after we got bathing, we got a call because she wasn't still being responsible. We put her in some water. We put her in some water and everything. You kind of like, hey, come on, wake up. Come on, we need to, be active. It wasn't working, so we called right after that. So around the same time.
Okay.
How is Anaya doing as well?
We're gonna keep talking about that. I just want to understand what kind of medical history, what kind of.
The detective deflects Lewis's question about Ania. For now, he thinks there is still a chance he can lie his way out of the situation. If he knows that Ania is dead, he will become reticent.
So, like a minute ago, I was asking you about dehydration. Do you know why I was asking you if you know about dehydration in children?
Well, because she might have been dehydrated or something.
Well, I just want to know if you knew the signs and.
No, I just know she wasn't trying to drink anything, so I would say it could be.
How long had that been going on? You're not trying to drink anything.
Just today, she tried to drink some little sugar and stuff a little bit yesterday, but it was just today she didn't want anything.
Just today?
Mm-hmm.
What would she usually have to drink?
Water, a lot of water, ginger ale, a little bit of pop every and juice. But when I say we keep her with water, we believe in water.
Mm-hmm. Does she like to drink water?
She drink water, yeah, but no kids really like drinking water, to be honest with you. You gotta put in a straw and make them think it's juice or pop, it's really water.
Okay. Alright.
But it's also that thing too, she wasn't holding nothing down, like she couldn't hold anything down.
How long had that been going on?
Just for a few days. She really couldn't hold too much of anything in her stomach.
What day do you think that started?
I say Friday. As far as my knowledge goes, everything was Friday.
Okay. And we're talking about
Sunday.
Friday of what?
This month.
Okay, today's Sunday. How many days ago? Friday?
2 days ago.
Okay, so like March 9th.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you mean by she wasn't holding anything down?
Drug things up, spit up stuff, spit up. She was spitting things back over trying to get her.
Okay. What were you trying to get her?
Ginger ale, water, trying to get her appetite back by feeding her foods.
Okay. And what did the doctor say or the nurse on call say about?
Well, I know she told me that the nurse called and just saying, maybe a stomach virus or something like that, just let her rest. So really let her rest. I know she was trying to give her Tylenol.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Oh, trying to give her Tylenol. Why did she have fever?
No, she thought maybe it just help,
When was that?
We didn't try to go sometime on, I think it might have been last Thursday. I said that's, I'm sorry, last Friday. But she, I said I wasn't around. I was around, but I wasn't around to leave a night. She said she caught 25 nurse, so she started telling me she wanted to do a Tylenol. I'm like, well, yeah, that's the best thing to do. So she was kept just spinning everything back up. Like, kept spinning everything up. And it really just got.
So during the bath that you helped with both today and recently, what would you say that you observed Anaya to be a normal size for a 4-year-old child?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have exposure to other young children in your life?
No, I have a nephew, which is my brother Jason's son.
Yeah, how old is Jason's son?
4.
He's 4. So you do have.
Well, yes, he's.
So not only do you have exposure to another child, but a child that's the same age as Anaya.
Mm-hmm.
What's Jason's son's name?
Jason Lewis. Jason Lewis. Jaceon.
Jac.
Jaceon.
And his last name?
Lewis. Lews.
And he's 4 years old?
Uh-huh.
And how do you get along with Jason?
Sorry. That's my nephew. Lovely nephew.
Do you get to spend a lot of time with them?
Whenever I saw whenever I leave my girl and I go, I'm going to go to high school a minute, I go, my brother pick me up, I spend time with Jason Young.
Okay. Frequently?
I've been around him actually at least 2-3 times a week for the last couple of weeks, yes. I might have been over there one day, go over again.
Okay. And how long have you known Jason?
His entire life.
Since his birth?
4 years.
Okay.
He feel like I think Jason, I think he lived a long life. Like, we look at him like, yeah, not lived.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So if you put Jason and Anaya next to each other, who's bigger?
Jason. Anaya's taller. Jason's bigger.
Okay. Do you see Jason in the summer when he's running in shorts or tank top or whatever? Mm-hmm. Okay. And what would you say the condition of his body, the size of his shoulders, arms, legs, looks like compared to Anaya's?
Roughly the same, to be honest. So we always felt as though Anaya was a little bit taller, Jason was a little bit heavier. I even told that to my girl when I got home. I said, I think that Jason, little dude is heavy.
Mm-hmm. Heavier than Anaya? Yeah,
both of them are heavy, yes, but he's heavier than Anaya, yes.
Okay.
He's a boy. Jesus. I tried to do the uncle thing to pick him up. I mean, heavy.
Is Jason potty trained?
Yes.
He is? Okay. What about Anaya?
Yes.
And when did Anaya complete potty training?
She already told me she's been potty trained for years now.
Oh, so she was potty trained before you were in the picture?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know why she was wearing the pull-up type underpants today?
She's just been having accidents. So instead of trying to clean up, what's that called? Drawers, underclothes. Mm-hmm. We said, when you put a pull-up on them, she's laying down, you just pull one on her for right now.
Okay. Would she have like accidents where she peed or accidents where she pooped or both?
Both.
Both. When did that start?
Really, a few days back.
Did you guys always have pull-ups in the house?
Uh-huh. When I go get some, because sorry for y'all, I'm so sorry for that. I'm going to go get some because she's having accidents, and it's not really common to her or myself. Mm-hmm. So we went to the initiative. Let's go buy her some pull-ups. Okay. Let's just go ahead. Let's just get out of this, get her out of this. Whatever's going on, let's get her out of this now.
Okay. And did I misunderstand you? I asked you, did you always have pull-ups in the house? I thought you said yes.
Like as of recently, yes, pull-ups.
Okay. How many days?
About 3 days, 4 days now.
Before that, did you keep pull-ups in the house or buy them?
She did. She went to the daycare. She did keep some pull-ups just because she said, every now and then she wouldn't have accidents, so she kept some pull-ups in the house.
So you bought them recently, but you haven't in the past.
Mm-hmm, yeah,
is that what you're saying?
Yes, we have some pull-ups in the past, yes.
I'm concerned because the way Anaya looks today, I feel like if I put Anaya and Jason next to each other, you would see a healthy, robust, normal weight child, and Anaya who looks to be severely underweight. What do you think about that?
I feel like she just throwing things up and having like bowel problems. So we think we need to lose some weight. We don't know why. We try to feed her. We try to keep on feeding her.
Yeah.
So we don't understand why she's started looking like that.
When did she start looking like that?
Within the last few days. In the last few days. It started like before then, but she was still eating. She
started before then. So the last few days.
Her body's been looking really bad.
But her body's been looking really bad the last few days.
Yes.
Okay. And when did you first notice the body started looking really bad?
For myself, it was, I want to say Friday. Because
the last few days covered. I'm talking about when you used to be able to put GCN and Anaya next to each other and see two healthy children. When did that start changing? When did Anaya start looking to be sick or small or whatever?
I mean, she probably thought she was losing a little bit of weight because she wasn't trying to eat as much before, but.
When are we talking about?
I really don't know. I never really seen her, body like that except whenever I watched her, but.
Ania was emaciated to an extent that would have been impossible to have taken only a matter of days. Lewis knows this and is uncomfortable with being pinned down about how long this had been going on.
As far as I'm concerned, she's always looking healthy to me, so I couldn't even say that. I just know, from Friday to today, how her body's, kind of changed is what started worrying us.
Okay, so you said that there was a time period where she wasn't eating as good and she started to lose weight. And what? It's March now. Are we going back? How far back are we going?
We're not going too far back at all. I'm only looking at the last few days when her body started acting like this when she didn't want to eat after the whole world.
Sure, I understand that. The last few days probably pretty bad. But when did Zira or you first start noticing a trend of weight loss in Anaya? Like you said, she wasn't eating as well. We're talking about beyond a few days ago.
She's perfectly fine. She's perfectly fine.
Okay, but you said that that Zira or you had noticed some weight loss and that she wasn't eating well. And you were talking about a time period before the last few days. Which time period were you talking about?
Yesterday when she went to eat school and all that. I was referring about yesterday.
You were referring about yesterday?
Yes. Okay. I'm like, she's not trying to eat. She's not trying to really eat nothing right now. She wasn't trying to drink anything. She didn't want to hold anything down.
All right. Do you understand why I keep asking you? Why? Yes. Tell me why you
want to make sure what's going on is what's going on with the mind and everything. We want to make sure she's okay. We want to make sure she's in proper care.
Okay. She's not okay. She's not okay.
She's not.
She's not okay. No. I mean, there's signs that more than just the last few days there's something going on with her. Okay. And I understand that you're scared. Are you scared right now?
I just want to make sure everything's good with her, my wife, myself. I do want to make sure everything's perfectly fine. We keep her fed, you know what I mean?
Sure.
We keep her bathed. Little weight loss and things that you already automatically in our eyes. Jason now loses weight. He's a kid. He gains weight and loses weight as well. So it's not really a big issue. I don't think much of a big issue as well. But for losing a little weight, except Saturday when I noticed we were talking about nothing like she's not looking at herself. She's not trying at herself.
And if I go get video from our Lobster, I will see her on there. I will see Anaya in the restaurant behaving normally.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I'll go get that video, right? So if you want to tell me something now that I'm going to see that you haven't told me already, this is the time to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, she's feeding herself.
Yes.
Okay. Alright. Jason was there or no?
Yes.
Jason was at the restaurant?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Who ate more, Jason or Anaya?
I can't tell you that. I was had to just do way more.
Okay. What did he eat, Jason?
I don't know. And by now, okay, what is going on tonight?
Well, I mean, you knew she was in pretty serious condition when you called us, right?
Yes.
What were you thinking was going on with her when you called us?
She's breathing.
What about the breathing?
She's like how slow she was breathing. It was like she like how slow she was breathing. She was breathing, but how slow it was going. Yes. What time is that? Yeah, around 2. Around 2 after the bath.
So
I was going to have this.
you're the one that called us, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And what did you tell the dispatcher first?
Yeah, she was having a hard time breathing. We didn't know what was going on with her. Talking about doing CPR.
What do you mean doing CPR?
Sierra, she was on the phone with Sierra talking about doing CPR because she was having a hard time breathing. She was breathing, but it was a hard time. Her eyes was open, everything was fine. Her pupils were perfectly fine and everything. So,
her eyes were open, pupils
yeah,
were fine?
yes. Yes.
Um,
But the breathing was just like making us nervous, and I was just like, we need to call.
Okay.
Lewis and Day were certainly concerned, but only about being caught. It was never about the well-being of Anita.
Is there we can go see tonight after this?
Yeah, we'll talk about that. I just want to get a real quick history of what was going on. And you did listen to the 911 call. Okay. And then there's a point where, like, you switch who's talking to the dispatcher. Why did you do that?
Because Sierra was in early childhood. She knew how to handle kids. And so she started talking to Sierra so she can, like, okay, do this, do 35 pumps against the chest and all that. Sierra was doing that.
Did you guys, before calling us, was there a time earlier in the day where her breathing was an issue? Or Ania's breathing was an issue?
No, we let her just sleep. We let her sleep. Let her, when she wake up, we're going to go check on her. So, no. No.
And so, did you sleep at the apartment last night?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And at any time today, did you leave the apartment?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Did Sierra leave the apartment?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so you were in a, you and Sierra didn't leave. I'm assuming I didn't leave. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. So all three of you were home all day. And when did that start? When was the last time anybody left the apartment?
I think I left for a minute Friday. Friday I left for a minute. I last Friday. I left my brother's for a minute.
Okay. And that was the last time anybody left the apartment? What time did you go to your brother's?
Early afternoon. One thing like around 5 in the afternoon.
Okay. How long did you stay there?
Just for a couple hours.
When did you get back to the apartment?
Like, 8:10.
10 a.m.
Yeah. Okay. I think the Cavs was playing. I think the Cavs game was on that night. I think the Cavs game was on last Friday night, if I'm not mistaken. So I think that was the night.
Okay. All right. And then once you got back to the apartment Friday night around 10 p.m., did you stay? Did you sleep at the apartment?
Yes, ma'am.
Did Anaya and Sierra both sleep at the apartment?
Yes, ma'am.
And at any time yesterday, which was Saturday, did anybody leave the apartment?
No, ma'am.
No. Okay, so you were together the whole time. Okay. Did you witness Sierra trying to give CPR or rescue breathing to Anaya earlier today, other than when you did it when you guys called us?
That was it. We tried it before. When we tried it before, she like touched her chest a little bit.
So
we told the dispatcher when we called.
Okay.
We tried to make sure she was cool, her breathing and everything. And then dispatcher said, "Well, hold on, wait a minute," and then she started helping us as well. Okay. As we Sierra took over the phone.
Okay. So You said you didn't witness Sierra give CPR Anaya earlier
Except
today.
for today, I'm sorry. Except for today. One other time before today, Sierra was trying to make sure she was pumping her chest a little bit, make sure she was cool.
What time was that, do you think?
Right after we got out of town, right while we was calling this, especially we were doing all stuff, like simultaneously. Simultaneously.
That's it's a little bit different than the timeline that Sierra says it happened. Can you explain why you're telling me something that's not? You just said that since Friday, no one has left the apartment. So you spent how many bedrooms in your apartment? One bedroom, so a small apartment. It's not likely that something would be going on in the apartment that you don't know about, right? Okay. And you have not left the apartment. You've been there with Anaya and Sierra since Friday at 10 p.m. Nobody's left the apartment. Right. Okay. So I'm just wondering why you and Sierra would have different stories and different times of the things that are going on in the apartment today with Anaya being so sick.
Well, today, when we called the dispatch, I think like around 2, that's the time I'm guessing. When I replied, that's the time I was guessing when we called.
Okay. So that doesn't answer my question. You're telling me this CPR attempted CPR.
And once I say CPR, I'm talking about the pumping of the chest with the hands and all that, yes.
Okay, so that happened when?
Today.
What time?
I want to go around 2 p.m. when we was trying to do this.
Okay. Alright, so what is Sierra referring to when she tells us that she tried CPR earlier in the day?
I guess you'll be referring to earlier in the day today.
Well, but she does not say that it's right around the time of the bath. She doesn't say that at all.
Well, I can only explain that. Like I said, when I was telling you about CPR, like I said, I know that right when we were calling the officers and pensioners.
One of the factors of the case that plays into the detective's favor is that everything happened too quickly for Day and Lewis to go over the details of their story. There are already inconsistencies, and Lewis is having to make up excuses as he goes along.
Doing stuff with the hands and all that.
So, how? This is personal. You don't have to answer this if you don't want to, but how serious is your relationship with Sierra? I mean, you love her like she was your wife. Is that what's going on? Do you want to have children with her?
Yes.
Okay. How far would you go to protect Sierra? That's kind of what I'm getting at.
Oh, no, we, just, like, as far as protecting her, I mean, you mean protecting, you mean against what? Like, you know, if somebody pulls out a knife or a gun.
Sure, like would you fight dragons and stop bullets?
You know, if I was Superman, yes. Even
if you could, you would for Sierra? Is that right?
Yeah, I would even help her out, yes. Okay. I don't assume that because I feel like anybody who cares about somebody would do that.
Physically, you would protect her. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. There's other ways to protect someone, right?
Yeah, but make sure everything's good, right?
Right. Well, I'm talking about a different way. Where, like, if you knew somebody did something that wasn't right.
Oh, no.
Like, telling a story to protect them, hoping that they won't get in trouble.
Right.
Is that something that you wouldn't do that for Sierra? Okay. Well, someone's not telling us the truth. So one of you is protecting the other. And if you want to be honest with me, this would probably be a good time before you dig yourself a deeper.
Lewis is slow to catch on to the fact that the detective is accusing him of lying to cover for Day. But once he does, his denial is swift and emphatic.
Yeah, that I know we called the people to let you guys know about Anaya's breathing problems.
Is that who you called?
The dispatcher.
Okay.
That's right. Around the time, we got the times mixed up, that's my fault, but okay. I'm just trying to guess the time.
The times, I'm not talking about the times. I'm talking about a totally different story of what happened today. I have other concerns as well. But I know someone is not being honest, and I'm just giving you the opportunity to tell me the truth, because that obviously is much better for you in the long run, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Do you want to start over?
No, ma'am. Not at all, because I couldn't make it more clear than what I already said already.
Okay.
Right now, I worry about Anaya and I worry about Sierra right now.
Okay.
That's really my main focus.
What is your main focus?
Them being safe.
I mean, safe.
Yes, both of them.
Okay.
You know, we had a lot of things going on today as far as what is going on. I didn't expect to be here right now when we called 911 to check on my daughter.
Yeah. You called 911 to check on your daughter? Is that what you said?
Yeah, like we called because we was worried about it. So that's when we called and everything. Yeah, anyway, today I've been trying to see when can we go up there to see her.
Okay.
If you don't mind, Jen, what kind of Sierra? How does she keep the house usually?
Clean, very clean.
Very clean. Is there a reason why she's just always been that way?
Well, she believes, and she had me to believe the same thing. You know, clean house just brings a great positive energy, a great vibe. You know, so OCD. You know, she's very clean.
Okay. All right. Was she that way with Naya too?
Mm-hmm.
Like keeps her real clean.
Mm-hmm.
Does she ever get mad when things get misplaced or put out? No. And she never physically disciplines her.
No.
Usually just timeouts.
Timeouts.
And how long does this usually last?
However long, however long she sees fit. You know, it can be 10, 15 minutes.
Never longer than 10, 15 minutes.
Not from my knowledge. No.
Does she ever keep anything from Anaya?
Yeah, if you're getting bad, we're not gonna if you're getting bad, you're not gonna get no juice right now. You want some juice, you want some candy. We're not eating candy at 8 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock in the morning when you need food in your system. Mm-hmm. You know, other than that, that's it.
Okay.
I would like to know if I can ask you guys a question, what's all going on right now with us and Anaya. I would like to know what's going on now because you guys have information that I would like to know, like how is Anaya doing, how Sierra's doing.
Sierra's fine.
Is it somewhere we can go and see Anaya today?
Well, we've got to get some of these answers sorted out here to some of the problems we are facing with the state, and it's not. Yeah, right.
Well, I gave my assumption of how I seen fit what happened today.
You said you called them your assumptions of what happened today?
Yeah, what happened, yes, in my opinion, what happened, yes. And then I've been asking all day how Sierra's been doing. I've been trying to figure out how Naya's been doing. They said they had waiting on detectives to get here, so now I'm just like waiting to see what's going on here now.
So worried about Sierra.
Yeah, we're both
worried about Sierra. You keep mentioning Sierra first.
Well, yeah, but I know we're both here now.
Okay.
But yeah.
And how long have you known Sierra? I'm saying just intimate relationship that you guys have shared. Couple months, you said?
No, we've been messing around since like June, but we got together
6 months, 6, 7 months. Mm-hmm. You guys have been spending a whirlwind relationship, spending all time together, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Can you tell me anything more about the bath today that you gave?
No.
Or that you participated in?
No, it was just
nothing unusual happened?
No. Not at all. Just the fact that, we seen we worried about her breathing. And that was about it. So we, stopped the bath and
was there any like marks on her other than her eye?
Right. And then next stuff right now, we believe came from Johnson lotion. We don't lotion, the soap.
When you said this stuff, what are you referring to?
Just when you said marks on her legs, you saying?
Yeah, marks on her legs.
Yes.
How do you guys have control over your hot water tanks then in the apartment?
No.
No control over it?
No.
How hot is it when it comes out the tap?
It can get hot, but not severely hot. From my understanding, we keep the water warm.
Mm-hmm. You don't have control over it?
No.
Okay. Have you ever felt where it was hot, like hot enough to have to pull your own hand out of the stream of water that runs out of your faucet? Mm-hmm. So it gets pretty hot?
Yes.
Hot enough to burn?
Mm-hmm.
Has the water ever been running that hot and during an ice bath?
No, not at all. No, not at all.
When did you use this Johnson's bath that you think caused the marks on your legs? What do you mean by a minute?
Give her a bath since we bought it. Actually, ever since we bought it.
When did you buy it?
Say about a week, 2 weeks ago, if I'm not mistaken, like about a couple weeks ago, we bought this stuff. We started seeing that.
When did the marks appear on your legs?
I don't know what this year told me. I wasn't doing what she said they came when they came on her, so I can't remember that because she told me about it. And I got home and then I came home and I seen it.
Okay, and when? Is this before or after Red Lobster?
Before. If I'm not mistaken, I believe it was before.
There is no believable way to excuse Ania's scalded skin. Blaming it on the body wash makes no sense. If they thought that was the case, why did they continue to use it? Why did they not contact the doctor to see what they needed to do? He can't satisfactorily answer any of these questions.
And what did the injury look like at first?
Was it before we watched that? I don't know. I didn't see it too well. I didn't really see it at all, to be honest with you. I seen it today and I seen it before, but I didn't pay too much attention to it because it was just like maybe this came from just the soap. But like before, it was the same to me, honestly.
Have you ever seen marks like that on GCN?
No. Yeah, I don't use Johnson Johnson either, no. Okay. He doesn't use Johnson Johnson.
So, when do you think the marks first appeared on your legs?
When I first seen them, it was a few days ago. But we believe from Johnson Johnson, I think from everything, from us using Johnson Johnson lotion and all that, the Johnson Johnson soap, that it came. I don't know when exactly. It has just been like that for, I know for a fact the last couple of days. I looked at it today and I was like, my face was a little shocked. I was like, oh, this is not good at all.
But why did you have that reaction to the marks on your legs?
Because it didn't look good at all. You know, just don't. If I see a mark on my leg, I'm gonna have the same reaction. Yeah. You know, I've seen people with stuff in their hands, and I'm like, it doesn't look good.
Okay, so you're telling me that
he was worried about it.
Who was worried about it?
Us. We were worried about the eye and worried about that with the foot thing. But it was like one of those cocoa butter on it. Let it heal.
Stop. Okay. You said that doesn't look good. Were you concerned that the marks came from something other than the Johnson & Johnson?
No.
You never questioned Sierra that it could have come from something else?
No, nothing else.
Okay. Now it looks like, what does it look like to you now, the mark on Ania's legs?
Healing?
Healing? What would you describe it as? Other than healing, like?
Red.
Red. Okay. What does it look like to you?
Like she could be pinning at it, I could have been pulling at the scratches or something. She could have been pulling at it.
Okay. What did it look like? So now you're saying it looks like I may have been peeling. It looks red.
That's what I'm consuming, but like I said we know it had to come from Johnson Johnson,
and then what did it look like when you first saw it?
It's the same as it. No.
How many days ago was that?
It was a couple days ago from when I noticed it. A couple days ago.
What did Ania say about the way it felt?
Nothing. She didn't say anything to me about how it felt.
She didn't say anything about it since you guys all been in the apartment together Friday?
No, she didn't say anything to me.
Just because it looks like it would be painful. She didn't make a complaint and her legs hurt?
No, she
didn't.
No.
Ania likely didn't complain. By this point, she was used to receiving such punishments.
When was the last time she complained about the legs hurting?
She never complained to me about anything.
She never complained to you? Did she complain to Sierra?
She did, yes. I'm guessing she did, yes. Do I know what she do? I know what I said to Sierra? No. But pretty sure she complained to Sierra. She wouldn't complain to me. You're not smart, you know, I'm not her biological father. But
what do you think that she said to Sierra about the legs hurting?
I don't know. You know.
How do you know that she did complain to Sierra about the legs?
I'm just really trying to assume here that she complained about it because of how it looks, but she didn't say anything about it hurting.
Was it ever bandaged or anything? Injury first aid for it?
No, we talk about cocoa butter pictures and that. Yeah, let it let it air out and heal up. Let it just air out and let it heal.
Who applied the cocoa butter?
Yeah.
Did you guys apply cocoa butter?
She told me she wanted to get some cocoa butter and use it. I told her okay, so if she did put it on, I wasn't around. You know what I mean? If she did put it on, I was not around. I to see her put it on there. Okay. And we definitely did talk about the cocoa butter, but other than that, we talked about letting it air out, let it just heal on its own naturally. But use cocoa butter, we're going to use cocoa butter for when we use it.
Okay. So first you say Sierra use cocoa butter.
Right, I know that's right.
As far as could be determined, the wounds were left untreated.
But she did use it. I didn't see her use it. But we definitely talked about her using something.
You talked about her using it.
Yes.
Okay.
Like, you know,
but you don't know if any of it's actually applied to the child.
Exactly. Okay. This is very uncomfortable here. This is very
I can understand. No, there's not.
The call right there, you said 0 to 24-hour nurse.
Yes.
What day was that?
Was that I think she called between last Friday.
Oh, last Friday?
Yes, just past Friday, 2 days ago.
She did on Friday, this past Friday.
Yes, I said last Friday. Sunday, so I'll say last Friday being 2 days.
Very loose.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna lock them in place so they won't tighten up on you. They're very loose, so if they feel like they're uncomfortable, it's just because you need to reposition your wrist. Okay, it just means that you put your wrist in a position that's uncomfortable.
Okay.
I'm gonna loosen this one as well, so it's loose like the other one. Okay.
Thank you.
And then we'll lock it. Okay.
Okay.
See, I can fit several fingers in there.
Yes.
Okay. So I know they're loose enough, and just.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Other than that, guys, I really don't know right now. My main focus is, we're still here in Liza at the hospital. We feel for her safety. This is all too much to me, to both of us. We're great people. I mean, we really are. I was brought up in the church. She was brought up in the church. I lived with our grandparents. Me or harm to, you know what I mean, to nobody.
Lewis desperately tries to convince the detective that he and Day are good people, which is a major red flag that he has something to hide.
And you don't, I mean, like, you don't have a criminal history of violence.
Nothing.
I do notice you have quite a few scars on your face. Did you get in a lot of fights as a kid, or what?
I got picked on.
Did you get picked on?
I got picked on, yes. I got messed with when I was in high school because I was quiet. I stayed to myself. Mm-hmm. I got bullied when I was in school.
That's too bad.
I mean, it sucks. I realized I could fight. I wasn't the best fighter, but I realized I could stick up for myself. I get judged by the scratches on my face.
You're judged by who?
Anybody and everybody who meets me.
What do they say?
This is automatically me just speaking out to you guys. People judge me. I don't know you guys, but you guys can judge me. You know what I mean? People judge people. I be like, how I look right now, the scratches on my face. If I explain to you where the scratches came from, didn't come from no gangs. I was not part of no type of gang.
I didn't think you were in a gang.
I know. But
I said you sat there on the street talking, you might never thought that.
But I have scratches on my face. I got them throughout the years. I got this one right here. I have been 6, 7 years old.
Yeah.
I ran into the stove.
Okay.
Playing tag with my brother.
Okay.
I ran into the stove.
Okay.
This one, someone tried to rob me for a car. Someone tried to rob my car and throw a pole in the car.
And that's what the scar is that's next to your nose there that you're pointing to?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. They tried to rob your car and you fought with them?
Got away.
You got away?
Yes.
Okay. And how did you get the injury?
They threw a pole in the car. In the glass.
Threw a pole in the car?
Yeah, it was like a real, yes, they threw a pole.
And what hit you in the face?
The pole.
The pole hit you in the face, broken glass or whatever?
I mean, it's where I work in waste management. Yeah, you want that broken glass.
When was that?
I'm 26 now. This I was like 22, 23 maybe.
Okay, so
I'm gonna say 22.
Alright.
My grandma was telling me to put something on your face, but yeah.
About what?
Like she always told me like put cocoa butter and put stuff on your face and let you heal up.
Oh.
Might never listen.
Seems to feel okay. And you have a scar on your eyebrow. What's that one from?
This one right here?
You're pointing the one on your eyelid. How did you get that one on your eyelid?
Oh, wow, sorry. We got to split it out. What's the other one you was talking about?
The one, there's a scar right in the middle of your eyebrow.
I think that came from the same accident. I don't know where it came from. Is one on this side? I don't know. I know about the one right here. Not the car accident.
Okay. Okay. So are any of these scars on your face from fights besides the one where somebody tried to rob you in your car?
Yes.
They are from fights?
This one. The two.
Yeah. What happened there?
I fought my brother.
Your own Jason?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
It was immature.
How old were you when that happened?
About 22 maybe? 20.
That's a rough year for you, huh?
Yeah, mind you, I might have years mixed up between the both, but I could have been, you know what, I could have been like 19 or 20 when I got the tooth from my brother. Could have been 19 or 20, I could have been 21 when I got
What
the
are you guys
tooth.
fighting about that you had to visit?
It was petty. It was really petty. It was.
What was it?
I was really petty. I didn't have my auntie move, and I didn't feel like really have my auntie move at the time. I couldn't tell my auntie I didn't feel like having her move.
Sure. Okay. So that you guys were fighting about having an auntie move?
No. We got to fight because I just. We're being immature. He threw something at my face.
Okay.
But it was as soft as tissue.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of hit him. And he hit me back. And then I was trying to apologize. I felt bad about it. I tried to apologize to everybody. And then he was really trying to listen to me at that point. He was pretty pissed off. So our relationship has been great ever since. When I say our relationship has been great, after that one last incident with me and my brother, our relationship, we were brothers, we got into it when we were younger all the time. But after that last incident, me and my brother's relationship is perfectly fine healthy today. So, I'll still get there.
That's okay.
I'm trying to figure out what's about to happen right now.
Yeah. Well, so am I. I just still have some unanswered questions about how Anaya looks today.
I can tell she's not looking good.
Yeah.
I can tell she's not looking good, but we try to keep feeding her. We try to make sure she has water. Try to make sure she has, try to give her a little bit of juice, a little bit of pop.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But we try to feed her,
And you're saying try. Like you keep saying try.
We feed her.
She's picky or what?
She been picky for a couple of days. And I keep telling her a couple of days because we tried to give her some breakfast sausages. She was eating breakfast sausages real slow. But she was doing it just to be like, because she didn't want to eat it.
When was this?
We were eating breakfast sausages. Was this Friday? Trying to get some breakfast sausages, and she was eating breakfast sausages. But she was eating slow. And it's like,
What time of day were you giving them the breakfast sausages?
It's my boy. I don't know. Time maybe 2 in the afternoon, maybe like 2-ish. Give her some water. About 2 in the afternoon. Maybe a little bit later on than that.
How does she do with the water and the?
She drink the water. She drink the water. She's eating food, feeding herself, eating sausage. She wanted to eat slow. I'm pretty sure I don't know if Sarah told you about the breakfast sausages thing, but we try to get her, just the fact that she was just not eating herself, eating her food. So I had to eat fast. Mm-hmm. And she knows how to eat too. And yeah.
When's the last time she was at daycare routinely where she was getting her meals at the daycare?
Yeah, she's at daycare. I've been there with them. I've been watching Anaya sometimes. Sierra really just try to feed her. Sierra feeding her at the daycare when I was going there, last week when I was going to daycare?
You said you've been watching Anaya lately, so she hasn't been to the daycare lately?
Right. She went to daycare, but a couple times I would watch her. I stay at home and watch her, especially when I was my job. Mm-hmm. I'd be okay, I'll stay here and watch her.
Okay.
No, when I'm with Anaya, I'm the same way. I believe in watching cartoons. Mm-hmm. I believe in watching cartoons and having a good time. I like to just, that's really it.
And when was the last time she was at daycare?
I know Sierra's at work before that. I know Sierra was at work. Anaya went to daycare. That's what else is. We felt like she was acting young. We got to send her daycare right now. Let her just be better. So she's at daycare. What's that?
Ania had been pulled from daycare after the workers made repeated reports about her condition. Barber Crest Child Care Academy, which Ania attended, made internal incident reports of suspected abuse more than a dozen times, but only reported one to the police, according to the Euclid Police Department. In May 2017, owner Tamika Robinson called Euclid Police to report staff saw marks on the girl throughout the week and noticed Ania was bleeding from her ear, according to an incident report. She was taken by ambulance to a hospital.
Yeah, a week ago, that was it.
What was she doing to act up?
Nothing. She's being a kid. Just. Mm, everything was fine with her. We said all this stuff started going on, and we just couldn't put it. We didn't understand why. As far as when she's in daycare, I really couldn't say. I really couldn't say. Jesus, do guys believe in heat?
You alright?
I got a little cold, but I was in the cell. That's why I had to cover the guy. When the guy came and got me, I had to cover. That was my first time being in the cell before.
Yeah.
First time I don't believe in jail.
You don't believe in jail?
No, sir. No, man.
Okay. So what was the reasoning behind rather keeping her home from daycare over Anaya having acted up?
Well, sometimes we kept her home just because it was, let her, because she had other kids to worry about. Like, oh, I'm going to stay home and watch other kids at daycare. So she had other kids to worry about at daycare.
Oh, okay.
So she was going, she go to daycare, we'll see her all the time. She always goes to daycare. There's a couple times I say, yeah, I'll stay home and watch you real quick. I'll stay home and watch you. That are just not going to daycare. They stay home and watch you. Daycare is not school. So, I'm like, just stay home. Sometimes I ask her, you let her stay home. But then she always want to see her to daycare. They always, every day, every single day, I was going to daycare. As far as like stars and all that.
Yeah. The last time you remember going to daycare?
Didn't go there like I believe for a minute. I don't know. I know you don't know that. You're actually comfortable here. You asked me a question about
when was the last time?
I know like a week. I know like they went like last week. Sometime they went last week.
You don't remember what day of the week it was?
No, they left to go to daycare. I was at the house.
Remember what you did?
Nah, watch basketball.
Watch basketball game?
No, I watch highlights. Highlights of basketball game. I was watching First Take. That's when Stephen A. Smith and that's Kevin, and I watched him on ESPN.
So it wasn't a specific game?
No, not that. It wasn't a specific game. That was the basketball. That was basketball highlights and analysis during daytime. They talk about sports, stuff like that.
Trying to think who the Cavs played last week.
I don't know. I do. Clippers, they lost. They won. I don't know.
So you told Sergeant Morowski that last week sometime?
If I'm not mistaken, yes.
Now, how many hours a week does Sierra work at the daycare?
Part time.
How many hours a week does she work?
It could be 30 hours.
How many hours does she work in a shift?
4 hours, 5 hours. Sometimes we're different. And switch over to our boss. some of her hours were 7. Sometimes we switched them because I both wanted to switch up to try to save himself money and try to.
So for those 4 to 5 hour shifts that Sierra would work, how many hours would she have Anaya with her?
The whole time. Yes.
And when was the last time that Sierra took Anaya for the whole shift?
I said last week sometime. The entire day.
Okay. You told us that was last week.
Yes.
You said earlier when we were talking that you had kept Anaya home from daycare for a couple of weeks because she was
a couple times. I'm talking about a couple times I did watch her. Now I'm not talking about last week. I'm talking about just previously before that. She stayed home with me before. Yes, she has stayed home with me as well.
Ania was in his care, but that didn't mean that Lewis was anything more than a physical presence. During these times, it is suspected that Ania went without food.
We're talking about specifically last week. I was just talking about in general. I was watching just by choice. Like I told him before, it's only daycare. I watch her stay home with me for the day. Just have some quality time. Let her get to know who I am as a person.
Mm-hmm. So you're alone with her in the apartment for some of the shifts where Sierra's working?
Yeah, a couple times, yes.
A couple times?
Yes.
Okay. How many times recently?
Recently like none. When we stayed at Harvard Crest, I watched like twice. Maybe like twice. And this was at Harvard Crest, not the new apartment. I watched it like twice. Is this something I can see Sierra as well today? After this is done?
Yes. We're still working on stuff. Don't worry. We're making sure Sierra is safe.
I know she's going to do that. I haven't seen her.
So you just told me that.
I watched the entire couple times. Yes.
Okay. You told me you've been watching Anaya lately. She wasn't in daycare lately.
I'm sorry if I said lately. A couple times she didn't go.
It's typical with investigations like this to ask for anyone who we are holding or charging for a DNA specimen, and we do that by collecting your saliva. Is it something that you would consent to?
I'm sure.
All right, so I'm going to read this form to you. Okay. And this is what I was to be your name, so I'm going to go ahead and write it in there. Okay. I, Deontay Lewis, having been advised of my constitutional rights not to have a specimen of my blood or saliva, Mr. Saliva, because that's the way that you would get the specimen, taken without a judicial order, and of the fact that I have a right to refuse to consent to providing a specimen of my saliva, do hereby authorize, it would be myself, Detective Prozac, and my boss here, Sergeant Borowski, to obtain such specimens as they deem necessary for purposes of their investigation. This written permission is being given by me to the above named officers voluntarily, without any promises or threats being made to me, and no pressure or coercion having been made against me. Do you understand what I've just read to you?
Basically, yes, she does take a saliva, some of my sample of my DNA.
You got it, exactly. And you give us permission to do that?
Yes, I'm gonna ask why. I don't have no problem with it. I will ask the general question of why.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
I will ask why.
Okay. So.
I don't mind signing. I just would ask why.
Right. Okay. And I totally respect that. Okay. So the condition of Anaya.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What condition do you think she's in right now?
I pray and I know she's okay. That's why I'm praying. That's why I'm betting about it.
We're concerned about the marking on her feet and the phone's dry. We just want to make sure that you aren't responsible for
that. Oh, the all DNA and all that. No, I wasn't. No.
Yeah, that's what so that we can eliminate that. So we know.
Okay. That's what. Yeah. No problem.
Fair enough.
Alright, you sign here.
Do you have the?
And then I'll say what time it is. Date and time as well.
When did I ask me she was going on from saliva and her eyeing her from saliva?
Well, we're not the forensic scientist. We just submit samples to the lab. They process all the evidence.
Together.
Right now, it is 10:11 p.m. on March 11th.
Lewis appears confident that he has nothing to worry about by giving the DNA sample. If Day was the one responsible for Ania's current injuries, they might not find anything to use against him.
I'm going to go ahead and
I no problem with that at all.
print and sign my name here. I'm going to explain to you how I'm going to take the sample so that once I start taking the sample, I stop talking because I don't want to mix my DNA up with yours and cause any problems with the test. Understand?
Yes.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open these swabs, okay? And I'm just going to swab the inside of your cheek. It's not painful. It shouldn't hurt, okay? And I'm just going to put it back in the envelope. That should be quick and painless. What are we, 1387? Sorry.
My friend knows is that we can all take a fire to the hospital and check and see how the line's doing. Is that something you guys think can happen?
Yeah. Well done.
So,
our eyes across the T's.
you need a definite answer, sir. I'm pretty smart myself. You need a definite answer on that. I understand, but you guys have a job to do. Yes, sir.
Any questions before I start the test?
I know this is very serious and everything.
Before I take the swab, any questions?
Just more like a statement. I know this is very serious, and I pray everything's okay, and when this is all said and done, I want us all to be able to go to the hospital and check on our eyes. So, I really have nothing else to say.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do the swab stuff. Okay. The phone that you had on you when you came in here,
Yes.
is that your phone? Do you pay the bill for it?
Yes.
What kind of phone is it?
It is I'm with Metro PCS.
Okay.
Is that the phone that you used to call 911?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay.
What's the telephone number assigned to that phone?
Yes, 206-337-5378.
And it's Metro PCS?
That's one. That's the carrier. Yes.
Okay. Now, most people have a lock pattern or a pin. Do you have one as well on your phone? Is it numbers?
Both. My fingerprint and numbers.
Okay.
You're not gonna access that. You can't access that phone without me.
Okay. All right. Now, are you willing to provide us with the pin for unlocking the phone? Is it a series of numbers?
It is numbers.
Okay.
I can unlock the phone for you guys.
Okay.
Yes.
So we have the phone. Okay.
Do you even do it to make sure everything's good?
Right. Well, no, we would need you to provide the pin code. What kind of phone is it?
It's not an Android. I know it's not an iPhone.
It's not an iPhone, so it's a cell phone. Do you know what brand it is?
No, I don't.
What color is it?
Black. Do I know what that phone is? It sounds stupid. No.
But it's not an iPhone.
No, it's not an iPhone. He needs iPhones my face.
Okay. So are you willing to write down the PIN that you used to unlock the phone?
Yes.
Okay. You should write that down.
Consent form to do that is.
Well, you're not signing consent yet.
Like my pictures, you know what I mean?
Right. So we would only be looking for evidence related to the investigation that we're dealing with here. Okay. Now, if you have pictures of like kitty porn or something on there, that can be a problem. Do you have pictures like that on there?
No, not kitty type porn. No, not at all. Just
okay. All right. So you're not worried about us finding anything?
No, I wouldn't mind going through the pictures with you guys, but I would be there when you guys with your pictures.
Okay. All right.
There were no incriminating pictures on Lewis's phone or computer.
So in order to look in your phone, we would need the PIN code. Are you willing to write it down for us? We're not signing that you're giving us consent to search the phone yet. We'll get to that. Is there a significance to the number that you wrote down?
In that order.
Oh, right. But I mean, is there a significance like on those birthdays or anything like that?
No.
So it's just 1409?
Mm-hmm.
Is that like an old address or anything?
My parents' home phone number backwards.
Okay.
The last four numbers of my parents' home phone backwards.
Okay. Do they say so you remember it? Because otherwise won't forget. Is there do they still have the house phone, parents?
Yes. Okay. Ooh, you know what? I can't say they do. They have that number, yes they do, but everyone uses cell phones nowadays. Okay. You know, house phones are kind of becoming obsolete.
I've been at a house phone in 6 years.
We had a house phone, but if you go to my parents' house right now, you wouldn't find one. But we still have that same number.
Old timers slow. Yeah. They don't change.
I have the same number forever. I had the same cell phone number since I first got a phone.
Okay. I'm going to read this form with you, and then you can tell us whether or not you're giving us consent to search the phone, okay?
I just read when you guys go through the pictures.
Okay. That's not how it's going to work.
Okay.
So if you are not wanting us to look at the phone without you there, we would have to go forward with a search warrant and go beyond your consent.
Okay.
Are you not willing to sign consent?
I don't want to sign.
Okay. Well, let me read this form to you before you sign, okay? Because I don't want you to say later that you didn't understand it, okay?
Okay.
So this is our voluntary consent to search, meaning you voluntarily give us consent, okay? And it reads like this. I, Deontay Lewis, having been advised of my right not to consent to a search of my cellular phone without a warrant, and of my right to refuse to consent to such a search, do hereby authorize you, police, detectives, agents, investigators, and or any assisting agency or agent in the duties of conducting a search of my property, namely your cell phone, which is black and not an iPhone, of which the assigned phone number is 216-337-5378, carrier Metro PCS, PIN unlock, pattern of 1409. The investigation is into child endangering, and we're looking to obtain any evidence of child endangering. The aforementioned officers' agents are authorized to seize digital data, evidence, information, files from the cellular phones, and or storage devices that they deem necessary. I understand that the data recovered during this search is subject to your use during court proceedings. Do you understand what I read?
Yes, I do.
So are you willing to consent to us searching the phone?
Yes.
And you understand we won't allow you to be there while we look through the evidence on the phone? Do you understand that?
You being a woman, I will consent for you to look through the phone.
Okay.
Not in the mails, I'm sorry. I can't do that.
And why is that?
Because my woman's in my phone.
Oh, like nudes of...
My woman's.
Okay, all right. I understand that. Okay.
That's everything I was thinking.
I understand. All right. So you'll sign here and then put the date and time that you're giving consent. You can stand if you need to.
Thank you.
Sure.
You're not allowed to speak generally like that in public stuff. So
I understand. It's still the 11th. It's now 10:20 p.m. I'm going to sign it because we've written this. I need to use the restroom real quick. Can I do something?
Can you get to the restroom?
Well, yeah, I can't take you to the restroom.
No, I'm not saying I'm sorry. Yes.
Yeah, I can take it.
Okay, and then okay.
I just have to drink some water.
Use them back here, or should I take them? I just go right out here.
I mean, if you're there, I think it's fine. Is there anything in there that's a problem?
I don't think so.
If I need to take a walk, guys, I'll take a walk back wherever you intend to.
I mean, we could take it back to the jail and use that one, but that's a lengthy process.
I can take them to the one up front.
Okay, whatever you do.
You need to right there, so I'm just.
Yeah, I got you. I'll
sorry.
Alright. I just need hey, when we come back in here, do you want me to bring you some drink?
Anything.
We have cappuccino, water, coffee.
I'll take a water.
Just a water?
Yes. If anything, can Sierra come in here with us?
We'll talk about why that's not something that we usually do. It wouldn't be.
Okay, problem.
Yeah.
Last name first?
Yep.
So,
To your restroom break.
you can't remember either.
You need it?
Yeah.
Here you go. Sure. Can you chat with you for a second? Can I bring him right back for you?
No problem.
Okay.
I can't go in front of people, so
well.
Okay. I got some news as well. I was out of room. So, I don't know which one's yours.
Deontay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Deontay. We just got some news.
Yes, sir.
We got some news. Is it? Anaya? Anaya? I didn't make it.
Huh?
Anaya didn't make it. Okay. That's why we're going through all of this. That's why we're asking all these questions. We want to get to the truth and we want to find out for that little baby what happened. Okay? So, if you're in religion and you believe in all this and you're the great guy that you've been telling me you are, tell me what happened to this young baby.
Nothing.
No, something happened to her.
Yes.
Okay, she's emaciated. She looks like she hasn't eaten for a while. She's got bruises that you can't really explain. Okay, she's got a black eye. You need to explain this.
Yes,
and tell me what happened.
Yes, because she thought the toilet was tough for the black eye. Yes, that's what happened with that. The person that ran with William McCaffrey Johnson, the baby Johnson soap.
Okay.
That's it.
Well, kids don't die from that.
I know that's as far as I can explain.
Kids don't die from that. Okay. You want to get this off your chest? You want to clear yourself? You're a young man. You're 25 years old. Do you want to tell me what happened?
Yes.
Are you going to protect this girl that you've known for 6 months? Are you going to risk your entire life for this girl that you've known 6 months, your first girlfriend?
Because everything is accurate. There's everything is
right.
right.
Not accurate. A young 4-year-old doesn't die from that. Okay.
Can we just see how what causes that was? Because it's not looking at I've done it, she's done it.
Bad boys.
It's not about protecting her. It's about the truth.
I think it is about protecting her.
It's about the truth, sir.
I think it is about protecting her. Okay, because every time we've mentioned anything about Anaya or Sierra, you always mention Sierra first. You always want to know how Sierra is.
Because we're in here together. We felt she was
and you want to be in the same room with Sierra.
We wanted to make sure she was caught. We wanted to make sure everything was fine.
Are you telling me right now you want to risk the rest of your life? Are you telling me what happened?
I'm telling you.
This is the absolute truth. This is exactly what you're gonna tell us.
Yes. No, nobody harmed this little child. This guy, no one dead. No one harmed her. No one, not Sierra. I'm sorry for yelling. No one harmed this little child. No one. We've been here to take care of her. Been here always took care of her. No one's done anything to harm her. When you check the forensics or when you check the DNA and all that stuff, no one's done anything to harm this little girl or some type of anything in her system. Nothing. Not about me protecting her, it's about what's right, and I know what's right. If I'm telling you the truth, I'm sitting here as a man, as a black man, to tell you the truth about what happened. That's it.
Get it off your chest. Tell me the truth.
I'm telling you the truth. That's exactly what happened. How?
So you're telling me that night that
I don't know.
you're telling me this afternoon at 2 o'clock you gave her a bath and she was running. She was alive. She was a little lethargic, but she was alive and everything like that at 2 o'clock this afternoon.
Yes, probably.
That doesn't appear that way.
She wasn't dead.
It doesn't appear that way.
She was responsible. She was not.
Tell me.
I'm telling you, she was not dead. Nothing. I'm sorry for my hand. I'm sorry for my hand. I'm sorry.
Tell me the truth.
Tell me that's true.
Lewis refuses to accept any kind of responsibility for Ania's condition. Even if he never laid a finger on her, he was present and didn't do anything to stop Day or turn her in.
I did it wrong. She did it wrong. I know she's going through right now.
Mm-hmm.
No one hurt. No one tried to do anything. Exactly what y'all trying to get to see. You trying to harm her. Neither one of us. Neither one of us. Neither one of us. Both brought up the Christian. You're not going to being brought up in Christian's home. Neither one of us tried to hurt this little girl. She was smart. She was smart. She was gifted. No one. You, like I said, you guys go to the hospital and check everything. There's no signs of anything because no one tried to harm this little girl for her to fucking pass away. I'm not about me protecting nobody. This is the truth. The truth is me telling the truth that no one harmed her. No one does even did anything to her. Tried feeding her, fed her, bathed her. Seriously, bathed this little girl, fed her, was in the house with her, watched cartoons with her. And I wouldn't try to do anything on her like I don't believe in that. Sierra wouldn't try to do anything. I'm sorry for my hand. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for my hand. I'm sorry for my hand, guys. But no.
You're not protecting anybody.
No. I'm not protecting anybody. I look at you dead, I would look at you dead in your eyes, sir. I'm not protecting anybody. I'm telling you exactly what happened. How was the cause of her death is, I do not know because Sierra didn't do anything. I didn't do anything.
Okay. So explain this to me. So you called 911, right?
Yes.
You called.
Yes, she right next to my call.
Okay. And just before that, she was breathing.
Yes, her eyes was open. I'm looking at her now because she
Where was this at in the apartment?
In the bedroom.
Was she on the floor?
No, she's on the bed, laying in the bed.
She was on the bed? What was she wearing?
What was she wearing?
Mm-hmm.
Her pull-up.
And she just wearing her pull-up?
Mm-hmm.
That's all she had on?
Yes, I put the cover on her.
Okay.
That was it. Told her, good morning, hey, you want some nuggets and french fries? You want some nuggets and french fries? Got some nuggets and french fries for her?
Mm-hmm.
Just store-bought frozen food.
So this is really serious.
I know that. No.
This is going to affect the rest of your life.
I know that. Okay. I did not harm.
I'm not saying that you harmed her. Okay.
And she did not either. She didn't harm her. I didn't harm her. Nothing like that happened. I put her in my right hand guy's witness. Nothing happened to this little girl for this to happen. Nothing. No, I wouldn't. She wouldn't. It's not in me. It's not in me. And I'm speaking for her right now because I'm talking to you guys. She's not here. It's not in us. Why do all that? No.
In the past, when Children's Services has come out about complaints about injuries to Anaya, what have you discussed with the workers that have come to the apartment?
I wasn't there. I was
Did they ever make contact with you?
No.
What did Sierra tell you about what happened during those interviews between the
Everything was fine. Everything was fine.
Well, I'm asking you what Sierra told you about what her and the caseworkers discussed about those past complaints.
No bruises or anything was on her. Everything was fine when Sierra talked to anybody or whatever, or doctors or whoever it was. Everything was perfectly fine. Everything was perfectly fine.
Did you ever have a conversation with any worker from Children and Family Services?
I never had a conversation with nobody.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
No worker ever contacted you about complaints about abuse against Anaya? Because if they did, I'll have a record of it, and I want to give you the opportunity to tell me what that conversation was like now before I get the records, and I don't want it to show that you weren't truthful with me here now.
No, I didn't have a conversation.
Never.
I had a conversation with Sierra.
And what did Sierra say?
Just make sure she want to make sure she always wanted to make sure everybody was good. Her job for 4 years, 4 or 5 years, was to make sure she was good. Was to make sure everything was fine. That was it. I know you're looking at me like that, sir, and I understand that, sir. Sir, I'm telling you right now, sir.
Any human being will look at this little child and say, you know what, she needs to eat.
I know.
I don't know how you could not see that.
I know that. But that's the point. I know that, sir.
You know what?
That the child needs to eat.
Mm-hmm.
That our daughter needs to eat.
Mm-hmm.
I see that. I know that.
The difference between knowing the child needs to eat
and feeding a child.
And feeding a child.
Yes. Tanner. You never missed a meal, never went a day without feeding her.
You never went a day without feeding her?
No. Except if she wanted to eat yesterday, she didn't want to eat at all.
It doesn't happen in a day. It doesn't happen in 3 days.
Lewis is wasting no time distancing himself from the situation. He claims ignorance about the child service investigations and says that he fed Ania each day. He might have had better luck if he hadn't lived in the same home, but there was no way he could live in such close quarters and not be aware of what was going on, given how visibly Ania was suffering.
Well, this young girl looks like does not happen.
Okay, let me show you a picture, okay? These pictures are from the hospital of Anaya, okay? Now you know what a normal 4-year-old should look like because of JCN, right? Who's this?
Anaya.
Okay. What's different about the way Anaya looks than the way JCN looks?
She's taller than JCN. That's what I see.
So, are you trying to tell me that JCN that his bones stick out this far and that he has this little fat on him?
JCN will be a little bit bigger than that, like I said earlier.
Okay, I don't think you're being truthful with me.
No, and JCN.
If JCN looks like this, JCN is also seriously ill and in danger of death. Is that what's going on with JCN?
No.
Okay. So, will you admit to me that what I'm seeing, could you see the concerns I have?
Yes, I do. No one put a bruise on her eye. No one put a bruise on her leg.
Okay, I'm not even talking about the injuries.
We seen she was losing weight.
Okay,
yes,
this is not just skinniness. Okay, some children are naturally thin. This child is emaciated to where their bones are showing. There's no fat. All the ribs are showing. There's no, it looks like a skeleton. Do you see it?
Yes.
Okay, when did you start seeing it? When did you start seeing her body start looking like this?
When I paid attention to it, I said it's been like last week. Like last week.
Okay, this doesn't take a week. This takes a long time for a child to look this emaciated.
Twice in snow. I looked at her last week. She had a stomach on her. I looked at her like just leaving like last week, week before last week, and last week. I was like, she had a stomach on her. Had a stomach on her.
Okay, well, having a stomach is one thing. How did her bones? Look at how her bones in her shoulders, her elbows, her knees are totally showing. The whole outline of the bone is showing. There's barely any tissue on top of it. There's absolutely no fat tissue. When did that start appearing that way on the legs and arms and shoulders?
I didn't pay too much attention. I didn't pay too much attention. I understand how this can look. But no one harmed this little girl. I would say
okay, well, nobody. Somebody harmed her by not feeding her at least.
Who did? She couldn't. She was spitting stuff
out. This is a period of being deprived of food and water for a long time, not just a couple days, okay?
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm getting hyper and I apologize for that.
Okay, I'm not to apologize. This is upsetting. I understand.
Go get days without feeding her and giving her water or something like that? No. We never went days for doing that. We never went a day without it. never went a day without giving her food, water, giving her
What would a
pop.
normal meal
She didn't want to eat it. She didn't want to eat. She went out to eat something and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. And what would a normal meal consist of for her?
It'd be some what's that called? Pizza rolls. Pizza rolls.
How many pizza rolls would
20.
she eat? She would eat 20 pizza rolls?
20, 40, yes. Nothing together. 20 in a box. Yeah, 2 boxes. Before we got into our meal.
You're trying to tell me that Anaya ate 2 boxes for 40 pizza rolls in one sitting?
Yes. Yes, she did. I almost felt that she almost didn't eat. She almost wouldn't like eat.
Okay, that makes absolutely no sense.
What do you mean about
When did that happen? When did this child who looks like this, when did she consume 40 pizza rolls in one sitting?
We went to the grocery store last week. Was that last week? Before last week? Brought some pizza rolls. They were $1, so we week before last week. And pizza rolls, like literally sit down there and eat them.
In his panic, Lewis makes a ridiculous claim that Ania recently ate 40 pizza bites by herself, even though he had been claiming she had poor appetite throughout the rest of the interview.
Interrogation.
Give her cereal in the morning.
No.
Give her water. She passed away.
Do you see this
Here's a
photo?
summary for the CDC.
Her blood, yes, we did not understand why does blood look like that. Yes.
Okay. What is this here?
I don't know.
That's her bone.
Interrogation.
That's her hip bone. That's her pelvis. Okay, that should have fatty tissue on it. It should be round, and it's poking out just like a skeleton. Do you know what this is here?
That's just the knee.
That is the knee, but there's absolutely no fat. So you've got no thigh. You've got the knee being bigger than the thigh there. Is that normal? Is it normal to have a knee protrude farther than the thigh? You see how skinny the thigh is here?
Yes.
Okay.
But no, it's looking normal. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not.
It's not normal.
Her blood looks too.
No, it shouldn't look like this.
Yes.
When did it start looking like this?
From we have pregnancy today, I think that yesterday.
It doesn't happen
overnight.
It doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't even happen in weeks.
Yeah, but I told you that when I watched her, I never ran. I'm not looking ever.
Okay, but you told me that you didn't do the private area, and I'm not blaming for that. You're the man, you're the dad, the mom took care of that. But you did tell me that you washed her back, her arms, her legs. When did you notice her legs starting to look like this?
Say it had been a couple weeks, like a week ago, a week and a half ago when I was trying. But it wasn't noticeable. Like I looked, and it wasn't like I didn't see concern because we looked at
2 days
it.
ago when you helped with the bath, did the legs look like this?
Yeah, I'll say yes.
Yeah. And you didn't understand at that time that was not usual?
Yes.
You did?
I did not understand. I did not understand.
But you said that you spend all kind of time with JCN. You know what a normal 4-year-old's supposed to look like.
My son whenever I see him a couple times, just like yes.
Yeah, you said a couple times a week.
Yeah.
So
recently, yes.
Okay. So what am I seeing here? What is this?
See a black eye with a bruise on it. No one hit her.
Okay.
No one physically hit her.
What's this right here?
That was when she bumped her head.
Okay, so what am I looking at right here? I'm pointing to an area here's the injury, here's the black eye. I see that. Obviously, the entire eyelid.
Yes, that right there.
Under the eyelid's bruised as well. What is this part of the wound that I'm pointing to?
The eyelid, not the eyelid,
We talked about earlier how I asked you how much blood, because we got open skin there showing, right? Mm-hmm. How much blood was there when that opened up?
A lot. Last thing there wasn't even a lot of blood.
How
long
long after you heard the boom did you go in and see her?
Right afterwards.
Okay. All right. And it looks like she's missing a tooth.
Nothing about the tooth missing. No, nothing about the tooth missing.
When did the tooth first show up missing?
I did not know that. I did not know. I even noticed the tooth thing today. I noticed that tooth thing today. I did not know. I did not notice when or how long the tooth been gone, but she's forced of the tooth gone. I just think another was going into place.
Okay, but there was no talk at home about the momentous first tooth loss, or the kids usually are really looking forward to that.
No.
When did you first notice the tooth was missing?
Honestly, today. Well, I know it's today.
Honestly, today.
It was today. Like, if it was there for me, it was there before, then I noticed it today. I noticed the tooth was going today. Today.
When was the last time that you know that she had that tooth in her mouth?
I didn't pay too much attention to it, to be honest with you. Past few days, I didn't pay too much attention to it. I never really paid too much attention to the tooth. Even when, listen, nobody, what you guys think about, nobody hit this child. No one physically put her in danger. No one physically or mentally tried to not feed her. And when I tried, we fed her. Nobody did not do anything. We didn't do anything wrong. We didn't put a bruise on her eye. We didn't put a bruise on her foot, on her leg. We didn't put no bruises on her. We didn't take a tooth out of her mouth. I don't know if this is a child, but no one did that. No one.
Have you had conversations with Jason about Anaya?
No.
How about your mom?
No.
Deborah?
No.
Paulette? They never.
We have
talked about Anaya's well-being?
No, that's what she's doing, so she's good.
What about last Thursday when your family saw her at Red Lobster?
Everything was fine.
Did your family ask about how she's doing?
Yes.
What did they say?
I asked how she's doing. She's good. Amy was sitting down and chilling, eating.
Did they ask any questions about why she appeared so thin last week?
No. Yeah, I didn't pay attention to it.
Do you think that they did ask you and you ignored them? What are you trying to say?
They almost asked how she's doing. Well, she's good. Tell me, say, hey, no problem. That was it.
Okay, but she was there.
Right, and she had no pants. Right.
You said tell her he's there.
I'm talking about whenever they call. Do
you think they asked you how she was doing that
Yeah.
concern because she was so skinny?
I had my pants out on fully clothed, so
But you can still see it in her face. You can see skinny.
Didn't seem. I didn't think nothing of that because everything was normal. Right? That we talking about something like that because it was normal when I looked at it. It looked normal. It looked normal.
I wasn't asking anything about her face. I was asking if your family expressed concern about the way she looked last week.
Right, I'm looking at her face in the picture. I'm looking at the face in the picture. No one asked a question like that. They're like, oh, hey, how's she doing? Good.
Oh, okay. You don't think that her face looks thin?
Nia's face was gaunt, with sunken eyes that had deep bags beneath them.
Your face, looking at that, just lose a little bit of weight.
Kids shouldn't lose weight unless they're seriously ill. I mean, there should not be any other reason why a child would be losing weight, especially not a child who's this thin. If a child was obese and started exercising and eating more healthy, but that is obviously not the case here. And Naya is very, very small. She didn't need it because she needed to continue to gain weight to grow.
Always been about stuffing her. They wear stuff. We always try to stuff her. Give her more foods. We always believe in stuffing her. Let her get fat.
Okay, so if you're saying this child ate 40 pizza rolls last week and looked like this when you were done, you can't. You have to be sitting here and thinking,
No.
I hope this lady believes me.
No.
I don't believe you.
Right.
Yeah, because this child does not show having eaten meal like that.
When I say we fed his girl feeds her, yes.
Okay, then
we understand why we didn't understand.
Then there should be. If she's eating 40 pizza rolls and she looks like this skeleton, like just skin on.
That was one time during 40 pizza rolls. Before that, we were like 20. Give her some cereal in the morning.
40, 20 pizza rolls either way. Those meals are huge, and this child does not.
Good, right?
Did not, yeah. So.
I know.
So if you're saying the kid ate that much, she should have been under the serious supervision of a physician because
she'd be infected.
Right, she should be morbidly obese. She's 40 pizza rolls at a time.
Yeah.
She's definitely skinny. This is completely emaciated and dehydrated.
I don't know the concern you have to ever look at this picture.
You
said that you believe that these marks, these bruises and burns are caused by what?
I just said some Baby Johnson because it wasn't nothing else, no type of else. Bigger in a bathtub, right? Yes. How did you know she was like a washcloth, her whole body? Correct. Yeah. So why would it just be this one specific area if it was Johnson and Johnson? That I understand that too. That makes sense. I know that, but that's what we see. It's got to be based off this stuff because we do not know. I can look every time I yes, absolutely. Tell me the truth. How did this come to like from where? From home. I want you to tell me. No. She told me she could. Yes. No one burned her legs. I'm not like that. No one burned her legs. No one. Nobody burned her legs.
You're not telling us who, but someone did. Okay. Do you understand what you're facing here? Do you understand? For someone that has no criminal history or real involvement with, besides the history that you have of being involved with the Sierra and the police lately, I don't see anything else on your record. You seem like a real great guy. Yeah, you seem like a hard worker. You seem like you're focused. You go to church, religion, right? You had a rough childhood. You had a rough childhood. You came through it. You came through it. I believe my parents and the care. Yes. And you're at a spot right now where you need to come through this. Yes. We need to explain that way. Turn legs. Somebody did that turn legs. But how? I can look in your face all day for 2 years and tell you I don't even know how to do it. Right, but that's not telling us the truth. So that's not, we don't want you to look in our faces and tell us that what we're seeing is okay. We didn't know where it came from. We didn't know where these words came from. We didn't know what they were discussed. They were never discussed in the merch on Friday or Saturday. It just popped up in one day. Sierra's cancer, I know in the body, anything about that. Those are pretty serious marks. Yes, if you're gonna call a nurse about her not feeling well and being a clergy, you don't think you'd ask them about those? You don't think that you would ever even question that medically?
Lewis has put himself between a rock and a hard place. Either he is lying and trying to hide what happened, or he saw how badly Ania was doing and neglected to get her help. He knows either choice only puts him in a bad light, and his chances of leaving the jail a free man have dwindled to nothing.
The story doesn't make sense. I know that, but this is the truth. I don't know how I came over to live. I do not know. I'm sorry, you guys don't believe. I'm sorry,
even if we're not saying we don't believe that you don't know where they came from, but we know that these marks came from someone, okay? So even if we want to totally disregard the fact that she has burns on her legs, okay, she's passed away. That's the bigger question here. So are you trying to hide from us what the truth is about the burns?
The truth, the burns, her not wanting to eat. I wouldn't feed her. She was putting stuff up, throwing stuff back.
Are you willing to face the most serious criminal charge in defense of Sierra and in continuing to try to convince us that the story we know isn't true?
No.
Are you willing to do that?
No, I'm not willing to do that. I'm willing to tell you guys everything that I know that I've been doing.
Do you understand what you can be charged with? Do you know what you can be charged with? Tell me what you think I can charge you with.
Was it child endangerment? Because I didn't know my favorite place I own myself on my computer in hell every day.
Well, you guys said you bathed her, right?
Right.
Yeah. Right before you.
Right, but my hands didn't touch this. No hands touched that. No hands touched her face. No hands touched her eye. Nothing. No hands touched that. Mine or hers. Mine or hers. Not that I was trying to pick anybody. No one touched that. No one did it to that little girl.
When you asked Sierra about what these, this is.
We don't look very like.
I'm not talking about the burn anymore. I'm talking about the condition of the child overall. Did you ever ask Sierra to take her to the doctor based on the way she appears so skeletal, so dangerously thin?
We said we need to feed her. Yeah, we need to feed her more. We was doing that. We need to go ahead and keep feeding her more.
And when did you start feeding her more?
Every day.
Every day since when?
Like every single day we've been together. Like trying to feed her.
Every day you've been together since when?
I'm talking like every single day. Like literally.
When?
Since we were talking. So we've been together. You know, maybe always been about Sierra been talking to us.
Tell me you've been with her since June 2017.
Yes.
So this is not a child who's eaten right every day since June of 2017.
That is
And if you saw a child eating well every day,
true.
continuing to look like this, you would be rushing onto the emergency room because there'd be a serious underlying health issue. This child needed to be brought into the ER a long time ago. This is a deadly look.
And I didn't realize that it was
But
deadly.
I think you realize that because you see JC on as healthy, right? How much do you think she weighs?
Like 110, maybe?
Who?
A 9?
You think an eye weighs how much?
I would say 110. That's too much. That's too big. 75 pounds? Maybe 80 pounds?
And when's the last time you picked her?
Today. I got picked up actually.
Okay. I don't believe that you can really think that she weighs that
110
much.
pounds, no, maybe 80 pounds. I think it's based on her height too.
No, she probably weighs about 20 pounds. Okay, and I would just think that you would know the difference between how much she weighs when you pick her up and how much JCN weighs and what a disparity there is between two 4-year-olds. So I don't know when you started telling yourself this lie about she's okay. But
based upon how they're gonna feed her, her stomach looks like it's getting skinny, let's feed her. You know, that's all we talked about. We're gonna
when did that start?
The stomach, yeah, it's coming us feeding her.
Yeah.
We talk about it every day.
Did she eat today?
Did she eat today? No, not today, because when we called, she was trying to eat nothing, and we know she's not eating today.
What did you guys eat today?
We ate some leftover Chipotle or whatever. It's leftover Chipotle.
Okay.
And we barely finished that because we were in her trying to get her up, trying to get her moving, everybody eat some food. That's you know watch cartoons. Which she don't want to eat nothing. I know how serious this is. No. She didn't want to eat anything.
There's just a whole lot that you're not telling us.
You know, the night looks like this because none of it wasn't feeding her, but we were feeding her. We wanted her to eat. She kept eating things up. She didn't want to eat. Sometimes we try to food.
This is not somebody who's been throwing up for a couple days.
Somebody's like, if they eat.
Somebody who has not been fed for a long period of time.
How would we do that? You don't look at me and say, well, don't look at me in my face and tell me, honestly believe. I don't know.
You want to have a child this year?
The detectives aren't buying Lewis's story. Ania's emaciated condition is something that only happens over a long period of time and has a very different appearance than a sudden onset of illness that might cause someone to lose a few pounds.
Yes.
You want to have a child this year?
Yes. She's a great mom. And honestly, sometimes when you have, like, you know, for you have, you know, 8 months, no one did not feed her. You know, so we didn't sit in there. We didn't sit in the house and look at her and say we're not gonna feed her no food. We fed her food. We didn't sit there and look and we didn't just walk past the room. We didn't just walk past the room and look at her and walk away. We took care of her. We made sure she could eat. We made sure she was gonna be perfectly fine. We made sure that no one just walked past her.
None of that. This right here, this child's passing and the condition she's in right now is none of it matches up with what you're saying. Okay, and you can continue to try to convince us, but the fact is, and the evidence shows that what you're saying is not true.
She has not been.
Do you believe what you're telling us?
Yes, that she's been eating. She has been eating. She stopped wanting to eat.
When did she stop wanting to eat?
In the last few days, she started wanting to eat. Before then, she would be kind of picky about how she eats. You know what I mean? She would be picky about it. But she would still eat. You know what I mean? She would still eat food. She would still eat.
Okay. Do you and Sarah have plans on getting married?
I don't know yet, but I got all 3 of us.
Have you talked to Sarah about asking her to marry you?
Yes.
What did she say?
Yes.
She would.
Got her engagement ring at the house.
You have an engagement ring at the house?
Yes.
When are you planning on asking her the question?
I'm sorry. I am so sorry. I want to marry this woman, but that's not even my concern. I don't even want to talk about that at this moment. This child is gone. us getting get married is, I'm not even thinking about that as a black male. I'm not thinking about that because that's not what's important.
Okay. Well, do you think that you and Sierra are going to need each other? I mean, you say you don't want to marry her now that?
No, I do want to still marry her, but that is the conversation that I do want to marry her, yes.
You still want to marry her?
But yes, but what's going on now? I'm still these because we're still here. It's based upon a night right now, and I know that. I'm not trying to convince you guys of anything but the stuff that I know. Okay, so don't marry her, yes. And Maya's. I don't even care about that.
You don't care about that.
I'm talking about marriage. I don't care about us talking about marriage. And I don't disrespect you guys. I don't mean that no type of disrespectful way. I want to say that. But I'm not even thinking about that. That's the last question I will answer. I want to talk about this with her. I want to talk about what can we all do now.
You want to talk about this with her?
Yes, I don't want to talk about the marriage. I don't want us to talk about that. Because that's like the last thing on my mind. And I was trying to say I don't mean to disrespect.
Sure.
I just don't.
I just want to
talk about marriage, and then we talk about different child. I don't care about marriage right now.
You plan on staying with Sierra though? You plan on staying with Sierra?
Do this, yes.
Do this?
Do anything to die and if I plan on being her, yes. No one asked no harm to happen to nobody. No harm is supposed to come to that child. And I mean, no harm is nobody's harming her. Nobody will harm her. Nobody would do that. I have a nephew, I have nieces, I have family, like everybody else has. I don't do stuff like this.
How old are your nieces?
I'm sorry if I said I have any. She's my cousin, but it's my cousin's daughter. So it's technically my cousin, it's like a niece.
How old is she?
Who is Demetrius?
Her name is Demetrius.
Demetrius.
Spell it.
Oh.
Yeah, spell it.
Just put name M-E-M-E. She is older. She's like 8, maybe.
Okay.
Like 8.
That's fine. Yeah,
she's on her birthday.
I was just asking approximately. But I see that we're not getting away with some of the questions that we're trying to ask you.
Nobody.
And I hate to.
You've known this girl for 6 months, right? She's been part of your life for 6 months.
Yes, and did she harm her child? No. Did I harm her child? No. Did we really feeding her child, my stepdaughter? Yes. Give her liquids and things to drink? Yes. Was she spitting up and stuff like that? Yes. Was a man refusing sometimes if she didn't eat no food? Would eat not eat no food? Yes, she did. Sometimes like try to give some food. Sometimes she might not want to eat at that moment in time. So okay, we'll wait, come back, you'll eat later. Not waiting hours later, just like, you don't want to eat it. Like any kid do, eat it right now? Okay, well, I'm not going to force you to eat, but force you to eat, you're trying to die. So I'm not going to force you to eat. I can put food to your mouth, but you're not going to chew it. And you're looking at me, and you don't want to eat, I'm not going to force it in your mouth. I'm going to let you eat, but if you're not going to eat, I'm not going to force it.
I don't want you to get too carried away with that story because it doesn't make any sense. I want to give you one last opportunity. Okay. I know my sergeant does as well. You're going to walk back over to the jail and you're going to get charged.
For what?
Well, a child is dead. What do you think you're going to get charged with?
How? Yes, it is.
What do you think you're going to be charged with? I want to hear you say it. I mean, maybe you'll understand how serious it is when you hear yourself say the charge that is about to be brought against you.
Not death? Because I didn't.
No, not that. That's not what it's called in the law books. What is it called?
No.
You do know. I understand why you're unwilling to say it. It's hard. Okay. Do you want me to tell you, or do you want to come to terms with this on your own?
I'm listening.
Okay. Tell me what you're going to be charged with.
I was a child endangerment? No.
A child is dead. Okay, and a child is dead because of harm done to it by a person. What is that called when you cause the death of someone else?
Killing?
Yes, murder.
Murder.
Okay.
Yes.
So,
I'm not charged with murder.
You're going to be charged with murder.
How?
Because you are not giving us an explanation that fits anything other than murder. Okay? You want to explain what really happened? And maybe we can help you out. Okay? When's the first time that you saw something that you knew you wanted to keep secret that Sierra did? Something that you knew would get her in trouble. How long have you been keeping these secrets?
No secrets. It's not. Okay, right now, ma'am. Haven't I been keeping no secrets at all? No type of secrets at all. None. Why go through all this?
When's the first time you knew that Children and Family Services was called and there were reports that Emma was abused? When was the first time you knew about that?
I say around a couple months ago, I might have heard about something like that. Somebody told me about somebody took a call, Child and Family Services on her. She told me about that. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But yes, but that's because she put because it's a whole restraining order against her Anaya's father because he was abusive.
Okay. There's a restraining order?
Not on us, on him.
On him. Who does the order protect?
Sierra and I.
Did you ever see that order?
Yes.
How do you know it existed?
We went down there and put it on him because he was stalking.
When?
Just within the last 2 months.
Why did you tell us before we were asking about the relationship with Sierra and her ex-husband and Anaya? Don't you think you would have brought that up a long time ago? Like it was concerning you?
He was abusive.
Why didn't you tell us that before?
He was abusive.
Why are you telling us that? You're not just making an excuse, man. You're not just trying to say that now that now that you understand the seriousness of this. Okay? You seem like a good guy, man. You seem like a good guy. And 6 months, you're gonna protect her for 6 months. You guys are just gonna walk in here and get married and move on with life. This is a big change. There's a path gonna change here for you. Okay? And whether she's in your life or not, how old are you? 26? Yeah. You have a long life to live, man. Like I said before, you know, you got the scars, you're gonna move on, but you need to tell us. What do you know about this? This is for a girl. This is for a 4-year-old girl. She would tell us if she was here. Do you think she would want you to tell us?
Yes.
What happened to her?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
No one murdered this child. No one. Not I, not Sierra. No one murdered this child. You know when you're courageous and tense to make sure and all that? Please go ahead because no one.
Listen, we don't think you did. Okay, I've got reports here from 2015 where we have evidence that Sierra was abusing Anaya back then. Do we know it was happening before you were
Because Sierra did not abuse her. The daycare called on her. I'm not. That's from Harbor Crest. That's from Harbor Crest daycare.
You were in there. I have multiple. I have page after page of reports. So I understand. You come in the picture. She tells you a story. She wants you to believe her. She wants you to think that she is a good mom. You can't explain all these away. There are so many. These are. I'm not blaming you for these. This is before you were even involved. These all happened before June of 2017.
Day had been harming Ania long before Lewis entered her life. It increased once their relationship began. But it is possible that Day resented Ania as a reminder of her previous husband, or as a hindrance to her relationship with Lewis.
Okay? So, we understand.
And I also tell guys that I went down. The daycare called on Sierra because Anaya was getting bruises at the daycare that she was going to before. I told you about her going from Sierra daycare to another daycare back to Sierra. She went back to Sierra's old daycare because Anaya was coming home with bruises. For no reason at all. Sierra wasn't working there, she didn't go there.
Okay, when was this happening?
Just like when she was going to Harbor Crest daycare.
Okay, were you in the picture then?
No.
You told me you were in the picture. So this is just the story that Sierra told you.
And this is stuff that I can call right now. So if I had your address and your name, I'm sorry, let me use between your kids. If I got your name and your address, are you talking call 696 kids?
Sure.
And then we'll come out there.
These aren't people calling 696 kids on anyone and trying to get Sierra in trouble. These are people who care for the child, have the child in their custody, see the bruises, document the injuries. Okay, they're not caused while the child is in daycare. They're
Crossed while the child was with Sierra. And she was not.
Well, I know you might believe that because you gotta start seeing though what I'm telling you.
I know. I'm not scared.
Are we done?
No.
So that's it. We're gonna take you back over to jail. You're gonna be charged with murder. Huh? You are absolutely gonna be charged with the murder of this child.
How?
Because there's no way
If you go
that
in
a child looks like this and you don't rush her to 911 and try to get her aid sometime in the last several months. This child died slowly for months.
She was about to die for months because she was active. She was running around. She was moving. She was moving. It was like it's almost several months of
She's not moving. She's not well.
Oh, come on. Oh, baby.
You're going to be charged with murder. If your story is that you don't know how this happened, that's your story. It's not the truth. We all here know it's the truth. In a way, I commend you for trying to protect Sierra like this. We know she was abusing this child before you knew her for years.
She was not abusing her.
Yes, she was.
So how can you automatically say that based upon the paperwork? Because somebody else has
there are investigations that prove it. Okay? I understand you love her and you want to believe what she was telling you, but you have to separate yourself from what
I'm sorry,
that's somebody who's on the pickup list for the daycare. That's a copy of their driver's license for the daycare or pick up. That person has nothing to do with this investigation. Okay? Just so you understand, I'm being upfront with you, but I do have a duty to protect people's personal information. So it's like having someone on the emergency pickup list at the time of one of the incidents. Okay?
And you guys, paperwork, you guys. Two months kids got involved in something.
So before we finish, we're clear. You're telling me that you don't see anything wrong. That's what you see. I don't think there's a coincidence that she has a black eye, a bump on her head, a burn on her leg.
Yes.
That all just sort of happened before Thursday.
And
Happened before Thursday.
And that's the Thursday. And listen, can I say this? Can I say this?
Yes,
Nobody gonna listen to me. Don't put this on. I can vouch for that and tell you that right now myself. Nobody put a bruise on her. Nobody put a bruise on her eye. Nobody put a bruise on her leg.
Lewis refuses to budge in his belief that Day is innocent in spite of all the evidence against her. It can be something that most people cannot come to terms with about someone they love. And Ania paid the price for him turning a blind eye.
No one physically whipped her and put a bruise on her leg and physically hit her in the eye. Nobody did that to this girl. No one did it to this poor child. I should be convicted of murder, and she should be convicted of nothing either because no one physically hurt her. Her not wanting to eat and her getting skinny. I'm telling you, no one of us did that to her. No one gonna pass her and not feel her.
Well, you didn't take her for the help she needed to prevent her from dying. Okay. You should have stepped in a long time ago.
I really don't think she passed away.
Okay.
I really don't think she
did. You didn't know she was dead when you called 911 today. Yes, you did.
No.
Cleaned up the apartment.
No.
You gave the baby back after she was dead.
No.
You had her dressed after you called us.
Why was the door locked? You called the fire department and you had the damn door locked.
We was on the phone when they said it was coming. When they came as soon as they did it, they knocked on the door.
So you got a baby that you're going to CPR to and you're just going to leave the door locked?
No, we was on the phone and we was trying to make sure she was fine. That's all we was doing. We was on the phone and we were trying to make sure she was fine. She said everybody was ready to come in. And then as soon as they said they're outside, I was able to put my shoes on and somebody had to knock at the door. And then especially they said they're outside.
If a child is fleeing your life and you're attempting rescue measures, you don't worry about shoes.
We were just trying to get closer and take her to the hospital. We got let's go to the hospital.
You had called 911 and you knew that the paramedics were responding. So why would you worry about getting the child dressed?
You don't want to be electric on us on the cold. We just put the clothes on and let's get her to the hospital and that's just she's fine.
CPR and she's dying. You're worried about dressing her?
No. She was responsive. She was like, she could breathe. She wasn't dead. I'm telling you guys, she wasn't dead. I'm telling you, she was not dead. We doing no CPR. Even though the lady said we kept hearing the breath, she kept making noise. We kept hearing her make noise.
Okay, well, you are trying to convince me, maybe you convinced yourself that your child was breathing, but medical professionals have confirmed that she was dead long before you called us. Are you still trying to convince me that doctors are wrong and you're right?
No.
Okay, so when did you first notice that she was dead?
I did not know that she was dead. We did not call because of the break. Can I say something?
Did you ask Sierra, is she dead?
Yeah, we both looked at her. We both didn't think she was dead.
What time today did you at first look at this child and wonder if she was dead?
This was like 1 o'clock. We got up, everybody slept in. Everybody slept in. Like 1 o'clock, I went in there, went to her. Sierra went in there, checked on her.
Yeah.
She knew everything was fine. Okay. I went in the room. I said, good morning. She wasn't looking at me. I'm like, Anaya. I'm like, baby, something going on. I told Sierra, come in the room. It's like around 12 I told Sierra, come in the room. I see what's going on. I'm looking at her. She had perfectly fine. Everything was fine. I was looking at her, she not, I mean, everything was fine. I'm not gonna lie to you. Because I'm like, everything, she was looking okay to me. Her eyes, her breathing, I'm like, okay. But she didn't want nothing, she wouldn't move, she wouldn't do nothing. So I'm like, what's going on? I told her to come in the room. And that's when we said, let's do a bath, let's take her to the hospital. Let's call ER. Let's call. That's what happened for a long time. None of that. Nobody, not me, not her. I'm not just getting my chicken up for her.
Lewis did not want to believe that Ania was dead. The body can make noises and some small movements when it is shutting down, which he may have used to convince himself that she was still alive.
I'm not taking nothing from her. I'm telling you guys the truth. Nobody knew. Neither one of us knew. Why would we call and go through this if this happened? If anybody was the cause of it, that doesn't make any sense.
Well, I think you've have the story that you're trying to convince yourself is true. I don't believe it's true. I know you're trying to convince me it's true. Absolutely, I know that it's not true.
Yes.
Okay, I have experience in child death investigation.
So what do you think happened? Because I want to get somewhere. And
well, what do I think happened? I think based on the comments that I've given you and feedback to yours that you know what I believe. What do you think that I believe?
You did not feed her or something.
Right. And for how long of a period of time do you think I believe that she was not fed?
You think about it might have been a couple weeks.
Why do I feel that way? When I look at this picture, what am I seeing?
Like you trying to move forward about her bones and stuff like that. Do we think that was weird? Yes, but I'm like, man, she losing weight. Let's keep feeding her.
Okay. I didn't feed her. Nobody was feeding this child. The Pete's Roll story, I don't know when it happened, and if it did, it was an anomaly. This child has not eaten 40 pizza rolls in months altogether, all combined. If you're eating Chipotle yesterday,
yes.
This child wasn't eating Chipotle.
No, she didn't have Chipotle. No, she did not. She ate breakfast. We had breakfast sausages at the house.
Yeah.
Alright.
So,
muffins and stuff like that. No.
You said this when you woke up, you slept in late.
Yes, we all slept in late, yes.
It seems like you saw it.
We seen her.
Yeah.
I don't want to listen to that thing.
Did you ask Sierra, is she dead? Like what?
Yes, we looked at her like, baby, something not right. Yes, we did. We looked at her like, baby, something not right. Yeah. Something going on with her.
What was she like last night when you guys put her to bed?
She was fine.
What do you mean fine?
She was fine. Later, she didn't want to talk. She had attitude. She looked at us like she was looking at us, but she didn't want to talk to us.
Where does she sleep?
In her bed.
She has her own bed?
Yes. In her bed, in her room. Yes.
What time did you put her to bed last night?
We let her down. We let her down early, but we kept going back and forth. But we let her down early, like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night. We let her down early, like she's been laying down. We'll feed her and let her lay down in the bed. We let her down.
Okay. So you put her to bed last night at 8 or 9, and you're saying what time was she still in bed this morning? Or this afternoon? You said it was afternoon.
Yes.
What
she was in the room like 1. She was laying down. We didn't start moving this. I'm moving around house like around 1.
Okay, so if you put her down last night at 8.
Like I'm talking about 8 times, I'm not right.
That's a long time.
It was like around 8, 9, somewhere around that time, yes.
So if you put her down at 8, it's 9, 10, 11, midnight, and then
everybody sleeping through the morning.
So you've got 4 hours, then 12 more hours until noon, and then you're staying up to 1. You've got like 17 hours the child sleeping and not moving.
Hanging out in bed, yes, ma'am.
Is it normal for her to sleep 17 hours at a time?
No, let her sleep. No, she know how to. If she wants to get up, she knows how to get up. If she chooses not to get up, let's go around check on her. She don't want to get up. She knows how to get up.
Okay, right.
She knows. Can I say this? She knows how to get up. Mm-hmm. She knows how to walk.
Sure. Why did she get up then after 17 hours?
I do not know. I do not know. And I went in there Man, the lines I've been doing to get everybody to get up, to start moving around the house and all that. Look at her, so see her coming here.
You knew something was wrong.
Cause I looked at her. Yes, I looked at her. I see her look at her. We look at her like,
right, and you knew
no,
you didn't realize she was dead?
No, didn't know she was dead at all. No, we did not.
Are we
Take
done?
them over.
Okay.
We're gonna take them over if you want to talk to us, and if you have an aha moment where you make peace with God and you want to tell us what happened, you want to say the next future of your life, you get a hold of us. Okay?
I try to give you a chance. This is my boss, so I gotta do what he tells me to do. Okay. You want to talk?
Deontay Lewis, aggravated murder, murder, felonious assault, permitting child abuse, 3 counts of endangering children, and tampering with evidence. Lewis was sentenced to life in prison with the eligibility for parole after 20 years. And that's where we end this video.
Well, that's Stranger Stories, Interrogation.